welcome back everybody to the Storytime network, where we are once again playing more D&D. I am your resident sleep-deprived Brit, Mill. I went to bed at, I believe, just before 5 a.m. and then woke up at about 25 past 1 in the afternoon, so yeah. I'm joined by my fellow players Jack,
Hello there.
Gen,
Hello.
and Dylan, who apparently has not joined us. Uh, but he'll probably come back sometime when our lovely GM Kaido gives us our recap.
Hello, it is me. Uh, so, last we left our heroes, our currently absent bard, Seamus,
Sorry, my Discord
Oh.
froze for a sec.
suddenly rejoined bard Seamus. Our ever so tired, player, but currently very pensive painter elf Felix. Our probably very likely tense for the upcoming meeting, Daron, the Genasi Rogue.
Yeah, uh-huh.
And the rock that holds the foundation of the party with his sensibilities, Aldane.
Oh
Uh,
boy.
the
Maybe
four
he'd
of
be more of a rock if we actually listened to him.
the four of
Maybe.
you, the four of you came together as came together. You all woke up after having dealt with your encounter with the formidable and ferocious Black Knight. Each of you all were given visions and a chance to speak to the divine uh, god who basically made you their champion. Thank you, Mill. All of which gave you a pep talk of some description.
Or
Uh,
in Aldane's case, a threat.
yeah, in Aldane's case, he was basically told not to disappoint him again. Uh, but it was like a tough love kind of thing, you know.
Oh, that's not a letter. That's a threat.
Uh, but yeah, you all had a bit of time to chat. They all commended you for how long and how bravely you fought against the Black Knight in spite of the overwhelming odds. Uh, and then you all you all woke up together, not individually, as you found yourself in a very unfamiliar place. You were met with a wood elf man by the name of Taichi Suzuki, who Felix deducted and remembered was actually the pseudonym of Akrua Everae. Any private conversation you wanted to have after he left the room was null and void because he listened the whole time, because he just climbed on the wall, because he can. He also has God tier hearing, so there's not much you can do about that, really, is there? With his 28 passive perception.
Oh my god.
Uh,
I still can't get over how ridiculous his modifiers are when you sent them.
yeah, that's the thing is, a lot of that is stuff that level 20 characters could get anyway.
Jeez.
It's more the thing with
Like, I think
Akra.
Byron.
It's more the thing with Akra is he has a shit ton of abilities from multiple class levels. But yeah, he spoke with you guys, and you basically gave him the letter to actually, see if he would join you. And he did after asking you guys your thoughts on what it meant to fight and kill. After being satisfied with the answers he gave, he then decided to. He was going to sort things out so that you guys would accompany him to the neutral point, or he would accompany you, I should say, as you guys were given a message from Kurogane, who told you that Rua was already at the neutral point. With haste in mind, you were beginning to get ready, but before you could leave, one of Akura's children he's looking after at his orphanage, the Second Chance, was basically held at knife point. Akura asked you guys to leave it to him, and he, well, honestly, curb stomped feels like a too polite a term.
Oh, he
Because-
totally disrespected
because-
those three guys.
Because I feel like curb stomp implies a level of effort, and Akura mostly just styled on them.
Raffle stomp.
Like
Is
he didn't
raffle
even,
stomp the
like, he
right
didn't-
word?
Not even that, because he didn't even have to summon that hand of earth. He did.
He just flexed so hard.
He, furious what had happened, had only bolstered his willingness to join you guys, as they were willing to bring in innocents who weren't even to do with fighting. On the way, he told you quite a bit about himself and gave you some history and context into his son, Stasia Everae, or as he was known as before he went missing, the King Everae Everae, on how only when he was 17 did he get missing from Akura and his partner, and was basically then left to fend for himself in the land of Tyrol, and that is how he basically joined the war effort against humankind.
And
Amongst
now for Akrua's next flex.
Yes, you eventually got to the neutral point, and he gave you the idea that you could be bodyguards for him, as he wanted to get some help from the neutral point in terms of guards to look after the place, his orphanage, I mean. With a very desperate plea for help, which was a great level of restraint on his part, considering how furious he was that twice the lack of security basically meant that his son lost an arm and then later went missing. You guys were able to get in. However, you were stymied at the entrance, as you would have had to wait for someone to pick you up and basically process all the stuff you needed sorting out. And by that point, you very likely might have missed the meeting, as it was already underway. Almost a blessing, however, a group of elves busted in who were part of the cult that is from Blackrane.
The dragon's dumbasses.
At this point, pretty much. The elves pointed their bows at multiple members in the room. And again, because Akira was still kind of reeling, not reeling, but furious.
And I killed all but one of them.
He decided again to ask you guys to leave it to him, as he completely destroyed them. And yeah, he could have used Cone of Cold, which is what was in the chat currently, to higher level, but he would have had to be awkward and like catch the guard, unless he stood on the fountain, which would have been a bit awkward considering it was blown up to pieces with the fireball he casted earlier on then. After he blew up the elves that were surrounding the fountain around here, which he did by... He cast fireball, but for flavor, the idea is that he basically summoned a flaming meteorite. And then he proceeded to beat the other people to death. Oh, I forgot to mention, he also headbutted a ballista bolt into atoms, pretty much.
Yep.
Yeah, so...
They thought a ballista would work on Akura.
I actually forgot, Akura could have hit this person, because he has the the ranger ability, Foe Slayer, which basically means you can add your wisdom modifier to an attack roll, which would have meant a +6.
Oh,
So
dear.
he could have killed her. I just forgot, because like, if you saw the fucking list of abilities Akura has, it's made the page on the character sheet double the size.
No doubt.
Not surprising.
I already feel like I have a ton of abilities at just level 6.
Yeah, and it gets even crazier.
It's
yeah.
a lot to keep track of.
So we're jumping back in as Akura is shirtless with his silver dragon tattoo on full display, as this woman is cowering on the floor, begging to be left alive. And
Exactly like
Yeah.
Alucard.
We did warn you dies.
Please save me! I don't want to die! And she's just
Pushed out like a
crying.
bitch.
And Akira just says, "You're not going to die, because I want you to head home, and I want you to tell your friends and family that Akira Everae has returned." Give me one sec.
Oh, dang. Well, he's flexing. We should probably get going.
Yes, let's head in.
Seamus is at full mast right now.
Felix, you ready to run?
Yes.
Let's go.
Sorry about that. My brother needed me for something. What did you guys say?
We're going to the meeting.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. And Akira, as he just blasts over here, because again, I mean, 45 feet is only half his movement of 70. Wait, no.
No.
It's not half his movement, but it might as well be, because he could dash anyway and make that
Close enough.
47. He
Jesus fuck.
swiftly dons his shirt and his clothes and just looks at the two guards and says, "Can you take her and make sure that she goes back to Black Rain?" And the guards just nod. And he actually looks at you guys and says, "I hope you don't mind that she lives."
Oh no, we've been
Nah,
styling on
she
these
surrendered.
I mean, part of my thought process is that if they're so scared of my presence being a thing, they'll send their big guns at us. And while you guys can safely continue to journey along, I'll hold off any threats that come even out of Black Rain. And hey,
Mm.
they send,
You're gonna be our freaking meat shield?
and hey, if they send their biggest threats our way, that means they've wasted everything on me.
Yes, well,
Indeed.
So anyway, let's go. I want to see my grandson, and I
Yeah.
assume you guys have got people you want to see there, right?
mostly
that's
just your
fun.
grandson.
I mean, you're from Bovetman. Don't you want to see our queen?
No, please, dear God, no.
Which one? I didn't know you were religious.
I'm not.
Oh, fair enough. I haven't talked to adults in a long time. Anyway, so I'm gonna bring you guys to the world map just because there's no meeting room because it's not a combat encounter. So as you guys advance through the meeting room, you actually hear loud talking, yelling, as it were, because I couldn't think of the word. Oh, fuck me. Not literally. Anyway, so as you get into the room, Akira just forces the doors open, just pushes them, and there's almost just this piercing silence.
Sorry we're late.
And
Had a bit of a hiccup on the way over.
Rue just
We had to
looks-
go. We had to pick up some cigarettes, and by cigarettes I mean this guy.
Rua just waves and like, "I'm glad you guys are here. We really needed you." And there's so in the room, to describe it, it's almost like a sort of lecture hall where in the middle is sort of this like platform that a man in the middle is in. It's in a similar uniform you've seen to like the faculty staff of the Neutral Point.
Hmm.
And he is a dwarf, actually. Very well kept and has very little facial hair. It's honestly quite jarring.
Uh,
I haven't seen a dwarf in a while.
And he
Little
looks
dwarf
to you,
without a big old Viking beard.
and he just looks
Mhm.
to you and says, "My apologies. You, sorry, who are you all?" Um, yeah,
Part
yeah.
of the. We're part of the Cordesian. What's the word I'm looking for here, guys?
Entourage.
Out of
Delegation?
character. Yes,
Delegation.
Cordesian delegation.
Oh, were you part of the group that the King Rua was speaking about then?
Yes,
Indeed.
Probably.
Yes. Right. Yes. Perfect. So, as you, this is so unorthodox, and he just scratches his head for a moment, just like, right. So, apologies, leaders of each respective country, for this unorthodox situation. thankfully, it appears that the loud noises outside have been quelled.
Mhm.
You
Oh
will
yeah,
be
by the way, that was some people trying to get in here and do some damage. So
Yeah.
we might want to thank our friend here for putting a stop to that.
Oh, sorry. Who's your friend? I know you're. He just points to you, Darren, and says, "You're Daron, correct?"
Yes. And I look over at the Queen of Bovetnet.
And you're Seamus. He points to you, Seamus.
Yep, that's me. I give just a quick like what's up nod to Pixel.
Yeah. And then he just points to you, Felix, and just says, "You're Felixus Ferris, correct?"
Felix gives a half-hearted wave.
And that would mean you're Aldain. Yes.
Correct. It's a pleasure to meet you.
So as he brings up the names, Daron, you see the Queen of Bovetments. You all, you all would see all the various faces. So the one that Daron first looks towards, that you probably would see, is a Tabaxi woman, a Black Panther Tabaxi woman, who is in a very lavish and extravagant midnight blue dress. Her fur looks especially well done today, and she just looks at you all with very piercing, similarly blue-colored eyes. You see a Kenku, a falcon Kenku, that Seamus looks towards, who gives you a very boisterous wave as he just says, "It's good to see you, Seamus. I've missed speaking to
Okay,
you.
out
We'll
of
have to catch
character,
up
remind me
after
what his
this."
name is again.
Hayato Takaishi. When we get
Hayato,
through,
yeah.
when we get through the things, I'll do each country, type it in the chat, and like the names.
Yeah. I just
yeah.
wanted to remember it just so I could be like, good to see you too, Hayato.
You see a very familiar water genasi. He gives you a very similarly excited wave. As he just says, "Yeah, bruv, that's fucking lit, me mates are here. Oh, we're gonna have a
Hello,
fucking,
Torrent.
we're gonna have a fucking kicking party in it, bruv."
Oh.
Good to see you
You.
too, Torrent.
There is also a very big, very tall bugbear in a very nicely well done suit. He looks quite out of place, only just because he looks like he isn't enjoying himself. It's hard to tell because it looks like he has resting bitch face anyway.
Resting bare face.
Well, bugbear face in this case.
Yeah.
And of course, bugbears are just like big furry goblins. It just seems weird that they're called bugbears. Because out of character, I actually thought they were insect creatures, and we're very excited.
Yeah, like bugbear hybrid,
Because
right?
they have a reach ability, and I was like, oh shit, they're like long-armed insect mammals. Like, that's sick. And then it was like, oh, they're just big goblins? Alright then.
Wouldn't
Anyway.
that make them more like gorillas than bears if they have long reach?
D&D.
Yeah, true.
Fantastic. You also see, of course, you see Rua, your friend, who is in like kind of nicely forest green looking clothes, sort of like a sort of robe sort of outfit. And you see a very almost reserved looking. What's the color of the dragon again? You see a very reserved looking brass dragon who is in this very ornate looking silver colored robe. He looks quite reserved because you can tell because he's the only one that sat down, and he looks like he really doesn't want to be there. Like, it almost looks as if, like, while the commotion's going on, he's looking for the nearest exit. And of course, lastly, you see a very, like, dark grey-skinned tiefling who looks very familiar to Charity, the Blackwall ambassador that you saved all those ages ago. He has very nicely looking, like, combed white hair and a black, also like a very dark black suit, and also has like sort of wisps of facial hair on his top lip. And even though he stood up and like you're all kind of eye level with him, you can almost feel as if he's looking down on you.
Ah, that's the ruler of Black Rain.
And the man in the middle, the speaker, just says, I will just go for introductions for the sake of ease of flow of conversation. Of course, we have the friend that you know, King Rua Everae, as he gestures to Rua. Queen Tiddlywinks of Bovetments.
Tiddlywinks, what the?
Torrent.
Seamus like is holding back a laugh behind his hand for just like a brief second.
Aldane
Torrent.
is preparing to slap Seamus upside the head for when he does burst out laughing.
Felix has already kicked him in the shin.
Can I? What kind of check do I do to hold back a laugh?
Deception. Deception.
Okay, good. I have a good modifier for deception.
If it helps, you actually see Akira having to put a hand over his mouth and biting his hand so he doesn't laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he just points to Torrent and just says, "This is Torrent," because for some reason he chose to leave his title blank. And Torrent just says, "Yeah, bruv, I don't care about titles, innit, mate? You know it is. We're a council anyway, bruv."
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just typing the names out like I said I was going to do. Of course, next is King. Apologies if I mispronounce your name. And the brass dragon. He's in a sort of humanoid-looking appearance. He looks quite humanoid, with almost like a slightly extended mouth, quite refined features. You would know ancient dragons can change form. So it looks like he's chosen this on purpose. His hair
Out of
is
a
almost
bugbear?
like this. No, this is the dragon from Silton.
Oh, never mind. Yeah.
As he his hair almost looks like spikes. Not even just spiky, but like spikes.
Oh no, he's gone Super Saiyan.
Nah, more like young adult Gohan. I bet.
Yeah, pretty kind of. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then this is, of course, King Olafyukin, as he just looks to the king, and the king just nods as if like he really doesn't want to be here.
King Filternock does not want to be in the room, right?
He looks uncomfortable. Like he looks like he knows something's going to happen, and he doesn't want to be here for when it happens. Like he wants to be out. He wants to be out the splash zone when the shit hits the fan.
Right. I guess so my insight check from earlier is mostly directed at the queen, but also I kind of wanted to get a sense of what we were walking into in terms of
So
the temperaments of people.
Honestly, the general tone's a bit awkward because half the room feels like, who are these people? Why are these people here? But then you've got like Rua, Torren, and Hayato, who are all quite excited to see some of you or all of you for various reasons. And then of course you've got like the king from Siltanok who just is uncomfortable. For the queen specifically though, she is staring directly at you, Daeron. Anyone
So
who
I'm
looks
getting-
away can tell that like her gaze is fixed on him. And of course we have the Chancellor Drick from Kolodniapol, and the bugbear just gives a nod. Next we have the Peak Soul, Hayato Takaishi, and he just waves to Hayato, who still is waving at you, Seamus, because he does seem quite happy to see you. You can tell he's definitely missed you.
Seamus just has a big grin on his face right now, but he, like, out of character, he knows like it's not proper to like run out and do the secret handshake that they've had since they were kids. Like that's like what he wants to do more than anything is like go up and do the
Here we
secret
go.
handshake.
And last but not least is the president of Black Rain, Testament Rainier. And Testament he doesn't even nod. He just like purses his lips for a moment.
I imagine
And
he
just
just
narrows
tilts
his
his head up
eyes.
even higher, looking down his nose at us, and like just as the conversation goes on, just tilts even higher and higher and higher.
He just like purses his lips and almost narrows his eyes in your guys' direction. And so the speaker, the dwarf, looks at you guys and says, "If you want, you can take a seat with your friend Rua." By the way, actually, you, sir, as he just points to your traveling companion, what's your name, sir? And Akira just turns around, looks at you guys, audibly sighs. I've had to introduce myself so many fucking times.
Would you want us to do it?
No, it's fine. Oh, whatever. And he's not like lowering his voice either, which just causes most of the people in the room to look at you guys very confused. And Testament actually says, "Can you not at least speak to us instead of just your friends? We are here, you know." And Akira just says, "Yeah, I get it. Whatever." Yes. So I and he turns around, so he's facing you guys, puts his hand on the collar, and just in one swift motion, takes off his shirt to show the dragon tattoo in his back.
The Yakuza strip.
Yeah.
I could show
The
off.
elf with the dragon tattoo.
I think Darren's already walking over to Rua, and just like as they sit down, they just go, "Fucking show off."
And so, interestingly enough, the moment he does that, Olafiakin, I will just going to call him Olaf for the sakes of things,
Hmm.
actually like seems to be paying attention now and interested. Hayato actually gives a very deep bow. Drake, the bugbear, actually grins. Torrent just pogchamps. He just pogs. By the way, in the seating order of how the room is with the circular room, Rua's section is next to Torrent's, and then the other side of Rua is Hayato's from Tenoyama. So you've got your boys with you in your corner.
Yeah, I'm sitting by Rua, and I'm kind of watching him as this is happening.
Directly opposed from Rua, however, is Testament and the Black Rain group. And yeah, the Queen Tiddlywinks is just neutral. She isn't really thinking much. And
Oh, there she has a great poker face.
Testament is also quite neutral looking. Rua looks very pensive and confused. And he just says, "I am Akira Everae, the Silver Dragon of Tiral, infamous dick and groin kicker of lore," and just rolls his eyes. And many other accolades that people keep giving me that I don't ask for, but most of them are cool. And he just shrugs. And then, like, puts his clothes back on and just walks to you guys. And yeah, he takes a seat. He does actually, in how the seats are arranged, Akira does actually kind of sit away from Rua. And you can tell that he is quite nervous. Both of them are actually, like father, like grandfather, like grandson, I guess.
Can I just go like? I just asked Rua like, "How are you doing?"
I don't know.
Apologies for the flashy entrance, Your Majesty.
Yeah, that kind of throws me off what I was going to say. And Testament actually stands up and puts his hands on his... Because, again, with how the room's sort of situated, there's, like, desks where you can, like, put stuff on. You know, if you wanted to, like, place evidence or whatever. Kind of like a courtroom, I guess. And he just places his hands on the desk and says, "Why is a legendary hero of all people coming out of nowhere, just, like, for the sakes of it?" And, like... And he just... And the speaker just puts a hand up to Testament, just says, "You can see it's Testament." And he just gestures for Rua to speak, and Rua stands up and just says, "Right, well, I gathered you all here today, as I said in the briefing that I sent you all. It appears to be that across the land of Tyrol, we have all been, I guess, infested, effectively, by a group of rogue agents who seemingly wish to cause chaos within the countries. They appear to be looking for someone, name of Drake Blackburn. As far as we know, from our registers of official and unofficial residents of Centralis and the rest of Cordis, we have no one under that name. And yet they still continue to seemingly target us and oppose us in our endeavours to help ourselves and other people. My group here was the group that actually dealt with them when they kidnapped the ambassadors of Colognia Pol, Tenoyama, and Blackrain, respectively. And they have come to blows and opposition with this group multiple times. I consider all...
Even on the block, even at the Blue Sands Resort.
Yes. And Torrent actually just nods and yet says, "Yeah, bruv, these lads are fucking sick in it dealing with those fuckers." Sorry, anyway, bruv. And he just like, "Sorry for interrupting, mate." And Ruby's just like, "Yes." From what we know, this group is known as the Ebon Wing, as he looks at you guys for confirmation.
Darren nods.
Yes, the Ebon Wing. From what we know, they are a group that has been situated in Blackrain. Hence why I wanted to gather you all, as they seemingly are causing a problem for all of us. And Hayato crosses his arms and just nods and says, "Yes, we have also had to deal with this group, in our own country. However, we did not know they were from Blackrain. Care to elucidate us on this, Testament?" As he just gives almost like a biting glare to Testament. And he just says, "Well, we, I guess you could say we've had the pleasure of not having to deal with them. However, if we did, we would have brought it up as soon as possible. And I do not appreciate this accusatory tone that you're trying to say as if we are the problems causing it. Just because a group might be from our country doesn't mean that I myself or anyone in power is employing these or using this group." What's that for, Dayram?
I am looking to see if he's lying through his goddamn teeth.
Let me make a roll.
Ooh, I want to insight him too. Insight's
Well,
fun.
if Daron's insight doesn't work on that, then I don't think
Nope,
the rest
that
of us
did
have
not
much
work.
hope.
As
Yeah,
far as you
no.
can tell, Dayron, he's telling the truth.
Darren purses their lips.
And he just points at Rua. He actually points at Hayato first and says, "I don't appreciate your tone, Peak Soul. I know our countries have had our fair share of issues, but that doesn't mean that you can use that against us. I do not appreciate this xenophobia." And Hayato just shakes his hand as if saying, "You bring it upon yourselves, slavers." And you just then see Tiddlywinks just like, "Can we not argue? We're supposed to be dealing with a problem. Why don't you measure dicks elsewhere outside of this meeting?" And
Why is
the
it
room
that I
goes
imagine Torrent just goes, "Dick measuring? That's a great idea."
"Yeah,
in it.
bruv, let's do it at the back later on, mate."
I was gonna say, whips it
Al-
out immediately and
Call
starts
me,
measuring.
call me Subway
Aldean
because
is
I've got a
face
foot
palming
long in
right
it.
now.
Call me Subway because I've got a foot long in it. No.
Aldean is quite literally just face palming at this
But
point.
yeah, and Rua just like, he just nods to Tiddlywinks and just says, "I understand you're upset. None of us would appreciate a group that's causing so much trouble to be pinned on us, and I wasn't accusing you of anything. However, I was hoping that at least Cordis could make an inquiry into your country and investigate ourselves with your permission to come in and check for any rogue elements. And Torrent actually just puts up hand and says, yeah, I actually want to as well. They tried to kill some people at the Blue Sands Resort, and even if this was just in Cordis, this is pretty fucking shifty, innit? Like, I also want to be able to make my own inquiries. And Hayato just nods and just says, I agree. I don't trust this group. I mean, why should we, if they're causing issues? And I don't trust Black Rain either. I would also like to make my own inquiries to help with my fellow neighbor, as he looks to Rua. And Testament just like rolls his neck as if he's trying to crack it, and just like puffs out a breath of air and just says, if you're so passionate of dealing with this group, and if it is apparently from Black Rain as you allegedly claim, it would be in bad faith and would look bad upon myself and potentially implicate me if I said no. I can't exactly refuse you, so if you will be satisfied, I will allow access into my borders for this to be the case. Does anyone else wish to make their own inquiries? And you see the Brass Dragon King, Olaf, just put up a hand and just say, I'd like to as well. And Tiddlywinks just says, well, if everyone's going to be doing it, I might as well get involved. And the speaker basically just nods and says, right, that's the first order of business. I believe some of the other countries had their own issues to bring up. And Akra actually puts up a hand and says, wait, and he just points to you guys. These people should have their own piece and put in their cents, their copper pieces, right? And he just looks at you guys, you know, for you guys to speak if you want to, and like
I have an idea.
give your own perspectives on what could be done, or you know, just anything.
Whenever I've said I've been practicing a song, this is the song I've been practicing for. It's like I'm gonna have Seamus out of character. I'm gonna have Seamus play a song that kind of just like tells the tale of all of our adventures up to this point. Just kind of like, you know, like a quick exposition clip thing.
Give me what's it called? Performance.
Can I get advantage because it's something I've been practicing for a while?
The DC is lower to like tell it effectively, and 17 anyway is still good because the DC is a 5. You did more than double the needed DC,
Which
So,
is good.
More than triple.
You give a very elaborate rundown of the group that you've dealt with and your experiences and your personal time of dealing with them. If any of you also want to like chip in with ideas what could be done, you can.
Yeah, chip in with your own verses.
But
Sure thing.
Turn
the
it into a musical. Let's go.
not a performance check unless you actually want to like add to his song.
I
What
just
do you
look
say,
over
guys? You
Rua.
want to make it a musical?
I look over Rua and like, when do you want me to bring up the weapon?
You can do it now if you want. I was going to bring it up myself, but you're the one holding it.
There's one more thing that we should also speak about, and it aligns well with the nature of this group that we're investigating. And I pull out isolation, and I stab it into the ground in front of the gathered monarchs.
You actually see Drick like lean in almost interestedly.
This,
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, this weapon is known as isolation. It is a piece of 8. How many pieces of it are there, Kaido?
One for each country, so 7.
It is a piece of 7, one of 7. Each of these pieces are contain a soul or fragment of an ancient Dracolich.
7 pieces of 8.
And,
And-
sorry, go ahead if you want to say more.
and each of these pieces are being hunted by either ourselves, as we are charged to by forces from beyond this plane, or the leader of the Ebon Wing.
Torrent actually puts up hand and says, "Yeah, bruv. According to what these cool dudes told me, to the south, hair in my mouth, out of character, to the southwest of Pahla, it appears to be that it might be one of those dem pieces they're talking about. As when we were told by them that there was an undead force to the southwest, as I just said, they seemingly rose up as if to keep us away from them. As per their instruction, I've been tasked to send my men to cordon off the area so no one can ever enter until these fellas decide when they are capable of dealing with it. And you actually see Drick just nod and say, Does that explain why the Ancient White in the Forbidden Ice is so incredibly aggressive lately, then?
Yes, the ancient
Likely.
white holds the piece of wrath.
That explains that. Well then,
Uh,
if you are so inclined, I'd be willing to send you an escort and a guide to the Forbidden Ice.
the other pieces that have been either found, located, or recovered are in Bovedment, as well as in Blackrain. Not Blackwall, Blackrain.
If it helps, again, when I did the original draft of this campaign, I used to keep saying Blackwall.
You guys have too much Dragon Age brain rot.
I mean, the only reason I called it Blackrain was because of Blackwall.
The piece being held in Blackrain is being held by the leader of the Ebon Wing, the brother of the Dracolich.
So, Olaf just says, well, if you ever can find it, or if I get any suspicious activities of, like, undead presence, I'll send word as soon as. If it's a big
Appreciate
problem, if it's a Dracolich, then it must be very bad, so I don't want any innocent people getting hurt.
Seamus has gone through the story, right? And I
You guys,
make mention of.
everyone would be in the loop now with, like, the
Yeah.
everything.
I mean, I make special note that the weapon isolation comes from our adventure in the Nameless Village with Laura.
So
And that was a piece that was not matched well to a host.
Testament just nods and, like, says, well, do you even have any idea of where the headquarters of this group are? Or are we supposed to just go on blind faith and check every inch of Blackrain?
Oh no, I don't think we'll have to. They'll come to us. The minute we enter their territory, they'll absolutely come looking for it.
Ebony Imperium.
Very
I
likely.
had to wager it would be, yes, the Ebony Imperium.
Most of the room actually widens their eyes. Hayato actually just punches the table and, like, looks. He just fucking stares daggers at Testament. He looks ready to fucking go. Honestly, he looks ready to climb over the table and just punch Testament. he seems very belligerent. Which
As
is
I'm talking, as I'm talking, I'm just kind of like turning such that I can keep the Queen Tiddlywinks in my peripheral vision at all times.
she does seem interested that you name dropped her country as one of the places that has had a peace found.
Ooh, she doesn't know. Ha 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 ha.
I guess.
Our one-shot club's a sneaky bunch.
Well, then I guess. She actually just says, "Well, if we can find the group of people that is in possession of it, provided they aren't using it for nefarious means, we will try to look after it, or at least look after the group in the meantime."
We
And
have
let
it
you
on
know.
good authority that the piece is in good hands for now.
Yes, but these pieces are corrupting influences.
You do remember that you were told only champions or people of very great mental fortitude could handle it. And
I choose to have faith in Brick.
and
Do we
canonically,
have any leads on who might have claimed the piece in Bovediment?
We do not.
well, I'll send my feelers out as best I can. But it's a bit hard at the moment, as lately we've been trying to deal with a rogue agent of our own.
Oh dear.
He caused quite a bit of a ruckus in Bovetments.
Glances at
In
Oh
Diary.
yes.
In fact, they have a very familiar description to someone I didn't expect to see.
Side
And
eyes Darren real hard.
And she just looks at you, Dayron. Isn't that right? What was your name again? Rira? Rira Mystery? The Omen?
Dara just kind of.
Part of the Collared Heart, was it? I didn't expect to see you here of all places. Small world, isn't it?
Yes, well, I hope to never see you again, as well, Your Majesty.
I guess afterwards we'll have to have an interesting chat, won't we?
Yes.
And Rua actually just stands up to place himself in between you and her and just says, "Well, I don't know who this Rira Mystery is, but who you're speaking to is my friend Daron Gale, a hero of Centralis and Cordis, and seemingly a hero for everywhere, provided things go well. Regardless of their past, who they are now is someone completely different. And, well, if I'm correct, isn't the Collared Hearts one of the black market gangs, right? And you're just allowing these gangs to, like, run freely and, like, exploit people in the areas, right, of the ghettos of your city, in your country?"
That reminds me, Your Majesty. I have solid intel about the Collared Heart. I'm sure all of you have heard of the Cult of the Tarask.
Rue actually just says, "Do you mind if we talk about this afterwards? Just while we're still on topic of what we're on now."
Yes,
And
well, of course.
also, still haven't my piece to say with her. And he actually looks quite annoyed. He just says, like, "You're allowing your criminal groups to just run rampant in the city and, like, poach, from what I've heard. Oh, and you're supposed to be a conservationist, right? That's, like, one of the things you strive for. And, like, you're allowing criminal groups to run rampant. And yet you're trying to, like, have beef with my friend? Like, if anything, it's a good thing that they left, because, you know, they didn't have to be in your group's clutches anymore, and, like, be given no upward trajectory in life. Whereas the moment they left, they've already become a hero and, like, a name that people can respect and appreciate. Like, how dare you try and drag my friend through the mud? When you're the ones at fault." And the queen looks fucking pissed. Like, you see her claws actually extend as she, like, drags them on the table. Like, as she's staring daggers at Rua. And you just see in the corner, like, to the side, Torrance just giggling like a child.
At some point, Seamus had drifted over to Hayato, and they're like whispering to each other, "Fight, fight, fight, fight."
No, let's not fight here. There's not much room and the terrain's a bit awkward. I'm more
I
fair
have a
fight.
kind of. I have a question. Is there anyone with with tiddlywinks that I recognize?
A lot of it just seems to be Royal Guard, and they're all wearing like helmets that cover their face.
No one that I can immediately pin down as being.
No, not anyone with any distinguishing features. And yeah, she looks at Rua, and then she looks at you and's like, I don't appreciate being talked down to. Aren't you the ones who called us because you have the issue? We've not had any issues with this group, this Ebon Wing. Maybe it's a you problem that you've brought, and you're sending people out. Aren't you dealing with an elf supremacist faction in your court? And Rua just says, yes, I am. And after this, I'm going to be dealing with it. And that doesn't absolve you of your rampant criminal enterprise that you're just allowing because you're profiting from it. I didn't realize. Yes, exactly. I don't appreciate being accused, and I'm only throwing accusations at you from stuff that, well, everyone knows. It's not exactly dirty laundry when we're used to the smell by now, is it? And then he just looks to Blackray and he just says, and I have issues with you. And this is probably the first time any of you have like seen Rua like quite passionate like this.
How's what's Akira's vibe?
He's just wide-eyed and like looking between everyone who's talking.
Like,
Like,
oh
you
shit, my son raised a monster.
can clearly tell he's not used to like court intrigue. He's used to just punching his way through shit. And like he just says, considering this group is from your camp, and he actually looks at you guys and says, did any of you actually keep a hostage or anyone alive?
Oh, the ones that just attacked? Yeah, they're over in the guards. They're in the caretaking of the guards.
Well, I guess we can speak with her. And if we have someone to, and if she does try and kill herself, and he looks at the speaker, do any of your clerics have Revivify ready? We can always revive her if she bites her tongue off or does anything like that. We can speak to her and see where they really come from, can't we, Testament? And then he looks at the Queen and says, I'm more than prepared to admit if they are truly from Centralis, but from what my friends have said so far, and from what the situation seems to be, they can't have been from Centralis, in spite of the elf supremacist group. And Testament just says, well, boy, I don't appreciate my rule being taken into question, and I don't appreciate being called a slaver either. I, in fact, own no slaves. Any people who have come into my service have done so as part of a willing contract, and they gain money through work as a proper official job. I can't exactly tell my people to suddenly stop doing something that's been so ingrained in their culture, especially when some of those people were descendants from humans who caused some of our ancestors to be oppressed for as long as we were. And he just points to Rue and just says, besides, wasn't your dad one of the people who actively wantonly murdered these humans as well? Shouldn't you be on my side and say that they deserve punishment? And
I motion to the weapon of isolation.
Rue just like says, are you trying to justify slavery, you fucking dickhead? And you just say Torrent almost squealing because he's just laughing. And Hayato's just looking at you, Seamus, with his mouth agape, like, oh.
Oh shit.
And he just says, in fact, speaking of your country, of Black Rain, I'm going to ask that you end all slavery and make it completely abolished and illegal, effective immediately. And Testament just looks and says, well, why should I? Even if I, which I do want to do, but why? And Rua just says, well, if you don't, I'm going to be ceasing all business and all activity of Black Rain and actively denouncing you. Any boats that intend to use our ports to get to Black Rain will be barred from entry. You will have to go all the way to the neutral point if you intend to stop along the way. I refuse to entertain and allow anyone who works with slavers in my country. Not even just in my country, but my people's country. My dad fought against slavery and oppression. And while he might not be here, I intend to continue his legacy of refusing to entertain slavery and oppression. And you actually see, if any of you are looking at Akra, he just seems smiling proudly.
I like walk over and whisper, "Told you he was a good one."
And Testament just stands up, meeting Rua eye for eye. Like, I can't. Obviously, they can't go up close because there's like a desk in between them both, but he looks furious. And he just says, "You can't just halt our business like that. What about all those slaves and those people you say are being oppressed? Do you want them to starve?" And Rua just says, "You won't let good working slaves starve, would you? Do you really want to lose your assets? Besides, you've had to rely on people instead of actually manufacturing your means of production and your work. You can't
Feed
afford,
the means.
you can't afford to let them starve, can you? You dick! You're lucky there's not a desk in between us, because I'd fucking break your teeth in for being a slaver."
Aldean is watching this whole exchange wide-eyed but smiling.
And if you actually looked, give me a
Seamus
perception.
leans over to Hayato. I wish we had popcorn for this.
Hayato's like, "This is fucking cool. I didn't realize it was this like intense. You have some cool plans."
We're
And he actually,
between these two countries.
if you give me, if you want to give me a perception check as you look to Rua,
Yeah.
all of you can.
Perception.
I'll take that.
So even Felix
Gee.
sees this. You actually see a almost aura form around Rua. It's very subtle and very faint, but you're used to it from seeing how like strong Akira is. And Aldane and Seamus, you've slightly seen it before with Rua's dad. And you almost feel like an energy emanating from Rua. And you actually see his eyes glow in almost silvery tint.
Hmm.
Interesting.
And Testament just like grits his teeth and says, "I don't appreciate you didn't. I understand that you're upset, but I don't appreciate you talking down to me like I'm any worse than you." And Rua just says, "But you're only. But I've got one more year experience over you. If anything, you're the boy. You're the one who's been in politics less than I have, at least ruling a place. If anything, I should be talking down to you. And I am, because you're a dick. You slave-owning piece of shit." And Testament actually looks like he's ready to vault over the desk.
Speaking of humanity and the issues they've left behind, let's move on, shall we?
Agree, Daron. There's no need to get upset and fight each other. We're all adults here. We all should have thick enough skin to understand when justifiable accusations are thrown. Right, Testy? Sorry, Testicle? Sorry, I mean Testament. And, like, as he stays there, like, Hayato actually starts just giggling. And Torrent's actually in tears from the laughter. And even Drick is actually chuckling. This, like, otherwise stoic bugbear.
Seamus can no longer keep it together, and he's giggling like a madman right along with Hayato.
And Ruru just sits down and says, "As my friend was saying, Daron, actually, you've dealt with the group personally. Why don't you take the floor, any of you?"
I'll help with this presentation. I
Yes,
have a bit
Aldane.
more personal stake in this.
I
And he's
believe you
probably
and
the
I
only
both.
one that can keep his composure for long enough.
I believe you and I are both the only ones who have personal connections to this.
Yes, the
Rue's,
cult.
Rue's just sat in his chair, fucking seething.
So yeah, for those of you familiar with our country, the cult of the Tarask raided Turim's tower a month or so back. Stole many of the artifacts within.
As well as our horse.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why they found it necessary to steal our horse, but they did, the assholes. But we investigated their headquarters, and they have a Tarask there. Apparently, they have multiple Tarasks throughout various countries.
The moment you say that, all the leaders actually like take an interest and lean in, as if to like go on.
We don't know of their exact numbers, but they seem to operate in semi-independent cells, each one headed by a different leader.
Part of the reason why the ancient white is so incensed and was chosen by the Peace of Wrath was because the cult of the Tarask stole its children
And
cut off
mutilated the
its hand.
white.
Yes.
The moment you say that, you actually hear a crash, and you see as if you look to the king of Siltanok, which is where the sound came from, he actually broke his chair just from how hard he gripped it. Sorry, I didn't mean to. I'll sort this out. Just continue.
We understand, don't worry.
Is that insight?
16.
What for?
Get a sense of, is he angry that we're calling this out, or is he angry about the fact that the white was mutilated?
Yeah, the latter.
Okay.
The fact that even if it's like a chromatic, which is supposed to be the evil ones, it's still not nice.
It still can, yeah. It's like your racist it's like your racist cousin.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's a dick, but you don't want bad things to happen.
Testament actually says, well then, do you know exactly where the headquarters of the cult are, at least in Cordis?
We did,
Yeah.
and then they uprooted right. They were changing locations as we arrived.
And you let them swap places? Like move?
We were kind of outnumbered and outgunned. In case you weren't listening, they had a fucking Tarask.
Well, it clearly hasn't awoken, or else you wouldn't be here, would you?
It was stirring.
Yeah, no, we ran as fast as we could so as not to be obliterated by the thing.
Fair enough. I can understand putting your survival over that. I mean, what could any of us do? Apart from, of course, the legendary hero here, who's suddenly shown up out of nowhere.
We will get to that. The point of the matter is that the cult is active again, and has been, and is the other major force threatening the survival of the nations on this continent.
Our best course of action is to seek out the cells and work on systematically obliterating them.
Unfortunately, because of the fact that, due to the fact of their semi-independent nature, that will be difficult. However, we do have leads on members of different cells.
Yes.
Drick actually holds up a hand as if he wants to ask a question from you.
Yes?
Go ahead.
You mentioned that you have a personal connection.
Yeah.
Those are our leads.
One of the cell heads is my uncle, who I had never met until we discovered him and his cell raiding Turim Tower.
Testament then just looks at you and says, Well, if he's your uncle, how do we know you're not feeding him intel?
I
You
had
may zone
never even met him
you
before
may
before the encounter at Term Tower.
I will vouch for Aldean. If you want to zone of truth him or use any other magics to determine the truth of his testimony, you may do so. And you will find no fault with him.
I am open to any form of interrogation you wish to subject me to. However, my only direct connection to my uncle would have been my father, who died when I was an infant.
And how do we know he's really dead?
I feel like my mother's testimony is pretty solid evidence.
And what
Is,
testimony is
li-
that then, Aldane?
is Lady Cyanidel in the room or present?
Not there. She's still in Centralia.
Are you telling me you wish to interrogate Lady Cyanidel yourself?
I wouldn't say by myself, but with all of us, that we can accurately discern that the information is correct. How do we know he
Can't
really
exactly
died?
summon her over on a minute's notice.
I'm not asking for the impossible. I'm not stupid.
Could have fooled me.
He just stares daggers at you, Daron.
The point is, multiple people have confirmed to me that my father is dead. And I trust my mother's word above anyone else's. Aside from maybe a couple of the other people in this room.
If you say so, could be possible that your uncle revived him and moved his body, or did something to him.
I would not rule that out, but the fact of the matter is that he did die at one point.
And for all we know, you could be a sleeper agent. Maybe they'll do something to tap into the human side of your blood, just like him over there with Hayato. As he points you out, Seamus.
Oh, shut the fuck up, you racist asshole.
Hey man, that's not very nice.
Pardon me for my language, but the war is still fresh in people's minds, even if it was only 8 decades. My family were
I would
personally
appreciate it if you would
persecuted.
not hold my blood against me.
It was only 1 generation ago. I apologize if it seems a bit too close to home. I'm only concerned about the rest of us, and I'm taking this matter seriously, hence me paying such interest.
Mm. Regardless, the fact of the matter is we do have a couple leads on the location of some of this cult cells. We know that they have at least one cell in each country. And we know that, while they do operate independently, for the most part, there does seem to be a hierarchy of sorts.
And Illicid Pahola raises his hand. Torrent raises his hand to ask a question. Yeah, bruv, you said that Daron, you have a lead yourself or know someone, right?
I do, and I look to the Queen of Bovetment. Throne, the leader of the Collared Hearts, is the cell leader in Bovetment.
She just looks at you and frowns and just says, "Are you so certain about that? I only spoke with him very recently, in fact."
I am incredibly certain. They used Throne again. Throne was used as a means to enrage me, as a means to hit at me. That information is as good as true. It came from the leader themselves. It came from various members of the cult, as well as other correspondence that we had found.
Well, if you believe so, this will be a second time you've destabilized the black markets. A very good achievement for someone who's still alive, Rira. And she just gives you
Darren
like
just
a
take-
slight smile.
Dairon takes like a slight like a breath, like a very like deep, calm breath, and just says, "It's what an omen would do."
Rua actually just then stands up and says, as you can see from what my friends have said, it appears their reach is far and quite deep. I would recommend that we all check our inner circles to see if any of them have worked within, along with the Ebonwing. In fact, while it might be a long shot, these groups might be working together to create a two-pronged attack. I wouldn't rule it out, especially if they're both extremist groups of their renown. And of course, the last thing that we wanted to bring up, and he just looks at you guys. Why is my granddad here?
Yes. We were going to get to that. We went we went looking for him in when he was how do I put this?
Semi-retirement.
Yeah, he was retired. He had retired to an orphanage in Tennoyama.
Yeah, I did. He just pipes up.
Why don't you explain things, actually?
If I have to. He just lifts his head back like, and just stands up. Right, so, hello again. Just want to say, nice to see you all. Well, some of you, but that's not the point. Yeah, apparently one of these very competent, cool, strong people, who I'm also willing to give them the title of Wildcards if they want to have that as a group name, as he just looks at you guys with a smile. Big honor, but I think you can fill those shoes. Anyway, yeah, so they found me. They knew a child who had been living at my orphanage until she moved to Centralis, and with the friend of, I believe it was one of your guard captains, a Kurogane Takeishi, which then Hayato actually smiles at, and Rua frowns, and Akira just says, yeah, he basically sent these 4 people to look for me, and they did. But yeah, I wasn't originally going to come out of retirement, but their compelling arguments and the situation of how everything's gone to shit seems like a good enough time to come out, I guess, as much as I didn't really want to. And yeah, it's only because of me that, like, there wasn't a complete bloodbath on both sides in one of the waiting rooms. Because again, for the 3rd time at least, the neutral points continue to fail people, and my family especially. As he just looks to the speaker. If I have to find out this has happened again, I'm going to find your leader, beat him to death to make an example, because it's not right. And I don't want to hurt people. I don't enjoy killing people. But it's beyond a joke. Really. Like, come the fuck on. Anyway, enough about how useless the neutral point is. He shakes his head. What was I saying? Oh yeah, people being incompetent. Like with how Black Rain seemingly has allowed a criminal group to move in and out of their country. And also the Cult of the Tarrasque. Basically though, anyway, I've been asked to look after Centralis and Cordis, while these 4 can go about their business and not have to worry about the country so much. Honestly though, I don't intend to really get involved in fights unless it's absolutely necessary, because I don't want to steal the experience and steal all the cool shit, you know? Like, it's up to, it should be you guys who are doing this stuff. I shouldn't really be needing to come out of retirement, but I am. And I mean, hey, there's at least strong and interesting people around, so I might be able to get some good fights. As he looks to you guys with a grin. And yeah, I'm back, I guess. And he just looks at you guys. Is there anything else I should mention?
Maybe that
Oh,
the
they
Evans
attacked
wing
you.
attacked us at your orphanage.
Yes, as he just claps his hands, and you hear like a loud, like thunderclap from his hand. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Anyway, yeah. Basically, them bitches, the Eben Wing, the Eben morons, whatever you want to call them, they decided to attack me at my home. I completely wiped the three idiots out, suicidally overconfident, I might add. And that was after these guys got accosted by the Black Knight. Lucky
Oh
for
yeah,
him,
we forgot to mention that.
lucky for him,
Oh
he
yeah,
didn't,
that did happen.
lucky for him, he didn't bleed out in his own armor. But yeah, that was a thing. The Black Knight seemingly doesn't like those Dracolich weapons, so try and keep him away from any nearby activity of them, just as a word of warning. And also, yeah, they tried to attack me at my orphanage and even held one of my children at knife point. And then they decided to attack the neutral point because again, the neutral point's completely fucking worthless. I feel like even a child could sink the island. And what else? As he just like pauses for a moment. Yeah, that's kind of it, I guess. I don't do autographs. I'm not taking interviews right now. And yeah, that's it. As he just sits down.
I lean over to Rue and go, "We meant to do this privately, but circumstances."
Also, as he sit down, I just want to say, I'm glad Rua, my grandson, who I've only just met today, actually told Black Rain to go fuck themselves. Because yeah, you're a little bitch testament with your little like stupid wispy mustache. Can you not grow full facial hair? Like I'm not shaming you, but you know. And also, yeah, like you, as he just points to the Queen, like, why are you shaming like Daron here? Like, they seemingly have a good head on their shoulders, and this does seem like a lot of your fault that the problem was caused, whatever it was. I mean, if you didn't have to rely on criminals to get your own like kingdom to keep afloat, right? And she just like says, "I don't appreciate this tone. If I wanted to, I could send my army to wipe you out and take back Daron to make an example of them, or Rira, whatever they want to be called."
Ah, dear.
Doesn't an army seem excessive for one person?
I was thinking it wasn't enough.
I mean, yeah, exactly what Felix said. An army isn't enough to sate my battle hunger. Maybe two armies, but like.
Jeez.
And besides, I can run on water and swim and breathe underwater for a bit. Your boats wouldn't even leave the ports, they'd just be all on fire. They'd make great kindling. And like, you could have a nice, like, celebration with fireworks and shit, but you know. Don't try and invade a country, because, you know, I am here. As he just grins at her. And at this point, Brewer's just got his hands in his head.
Head in his hands.
Yes.
This is what I warned. This is what I. This is why I warned you.
Oh, that was another thing, actually. Brewer looks around. I know our countries have kind of been in sort of a peaceful state for so long, but I was hoping we could sort of make a formal declaration of an alliance. In spite of everything I detest with Black Rain and my disagreements with Bovetman, I'm at least grown up enough to at least be willing to work together in the face of a greater threat. And of course, if you would be willing to, we can make sure that we all try to exchange information on, say, a monthly basis, or whatever we do decide upon, just for the sakes of, you know, like, keeping each other in the loop and stopping any potential, like, groups from fracturing any of us within before anyone else can do anything about it. And Hayato just nods and says, You already have my approval, even before you told Black Rain to go fuck themselves. And Torrent just like puts the thumbs up and says, "Yeah, bruv, you already had my attention. I'm willing to side with you, bruvs. You're all fucking wicked, innit, you Cordician fucks." I mean, some of you are from both Edmund, but you know, you're all cool dudes. Drick just nods his head and says, "If this is opposing the face of evil and horrible people, then I'm willing to side with you in this alliance." Olaf just nods and says, "Yes. If this is run by some sort of evil dragon, I can't allow this group to go on. And even if it wasn't run by a dragon, innocent people shouldn't be harmed. My dad wasn't the catalyst for the war for nothing. I need to continue his legacy of keeping peace."
I'm sorry, what? Say that one.
His dad basically was the pilgrim that was nearly killed by humans before the war.
Hmm.
And it was because of him nearly being killed that caused the races to not wise up, but decide they've had enough. And then Rua just looks to the other two leaders who haven't said anything. But the Queen Tiddlywinks just says, "Well, I can't exactly decline. That would look bad on me. So I will accept." And Testament just nods along and says, "Fine. Again, I don't wish ill will on anyone, and I do try my best. And if this helps things, then I'm willing to side with you in this alliance." And the speaker in the middle just looks round, clearly like, this is quite a lot to go through. And he just looks around and says, "Is there anyone else who has anything left to say before we call this meeting adjourned?"
I believe that's everything.
Do we want to mention that we're champions, or is that not a thing we mentioned?
It's up to you guys.
Would that not have been mentioned in the
think
song?
we don't say anything.
I mean, yeah, you probably, if you might have wanted to mention it in the song, it's up to Dylan or Seamus, I should say.
I'm gonna say I did not mention that part.
Oh.
Actually,
I mean, to be
yeah,
fair,
no, we shouldn't. I don't think we should mention that part out of character.
honestly, it's kind of like, at this point, it's almost superfluous. Like, yeah, it's helping Daron not deal with Isolation's corruption, but like, apart from
I think we just boiled it down to like a power from another plane, just like very general.
But yeah, with the meeting done, people get up. Testament immediately gets up and just huffs out of the room with his group. And yeah, people start to file out. Hayato actually just says to you, Seamus, before he goes, "Meet me after you've caught up with Rua. I'll be happy to chat with all of you at some point. I did actually want to ask you for something anyway, so I'll talk to you later, Seamus."
Great, see you soon.
Torrent just leaves and just like waves to you guys and says, lads, I'm thinking of organising the party at the neutral point. You've got to come. I'll talk to you about it later, bruvs. Yeah, innit?"
That guy, what a fun guy.
Hopefully it goes better than his last party.
Do you think we should take a break real quick right here, since this is a good breaking point?
Yeah, we can take a break.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alright then. Be right back.
I guess I should ask, like, what does the queen do?
The queen just leaves. She doesn't even look at your way. She's more pissed off. She actually looks at Rua and clearly doesn't like him now.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So what did you think of that?
Very
I
interesting.
thought we were gonna have to go in hot. I thought we were gonna go in hot, if I'm honest.
I thought there was going to be more of them in the room, more of the ebb and swing in the
Yeah.
room.
Yeah, I kind of expected a combat situation, not gonna lie.
I mean, what it would just be is that Akra would punch down anyone who causes a scene.
Right, but I thought like Akira had to get pulled away by other forces and that we would have gone ahead.
I mean, he's just too strong to even need to do that. He'd be like, go on ahead, it'll only take me 5 seconds. You'll need the head start anyway of how fast I am. It would basically be like that. He could 9th level Cone of Cold, kill everything that looks at him, and then just follow you guys along. And whoever isn't dead, he could just action surge.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Get 4 attacks. With Flurry of Blows as well, that would be 6 attacks. Here comes the true drama, though. Rima talking to his granddad.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Wait, honestly, this is another thing. This whole section is stuff I've been planning. Even actively denouncing Black Crane
Mm-hmm.
and refusing to do business with them permanently until they like abolish slavery.
Sorry, I'm reading Shonen Jump chapters.
Of course you are.
Look, we're on break.
Fine. What do you think of the leader of Black Crane, by the way?
A little. He's everything I hate.
I mean, had he actually
Right.
tried to go for Rua, Felix would have misstepped in the way.
Nothing personnel, kid.
Oh, I think every single person in that room would have gone for his throat.
Hayato wouldn't. All it meant is that Hayato would have had the reason to deck him in the face.
Yeah,
Right,
I'm
but
in I'm in
you know-
Hayato's corner, so like if Hayato throws down, I'm throwing down. Just so you guys know,
Which reminds
mean,
me,
it's
actually.
he's my ride or die.
That reminds me, actually, Dylan.
Yeah.
If there was like a conflict between Cordis and Tanayama, which side would he fall on?
I guess we wouldn't know unless it happens, would we?
Fair enough.
let's
But, like-
just say I hope that doesn't happen, because I like both countries for different reasons.
Also, the old light bulbs are in the
Got to see a bit of Rua.
Oh, that's what
really...
the old light bulbs are, Jack. Sorry, I don't know if
alright.
you guys heard him there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to see Rua coming out of his shell big time.
Yeah. I
In a
mean,
big
I think
way.
if Black Rain attacked Rua, it would have been that scene in like part 1 Naruto where like Neji's going for the killing blow against Hinata, and like all the Jonin just
mean-
come in and grab
I mean,
him.
what would happen is that Tanayama would intercept any infantrymen on foot. If they went by boat, Tanayama would also attempt to to stop them by boat. Colonia Pole would actually get involved, and Akura would just annihilate anything that like he could see, which is very far.
Yeah.
With 70 feet of movement before dashing, no one would be able to stop him and escape him. It's
Damn.
like Gojo.
Oh god, Gojo.
I love.
Oh, I
Gojo.
don't know if I've mentioned this, but I'm getting my second shot later today.
Oh, nice.
Finally.
I thought you were gonna say you're getting like a Gojo tattoo. I was gonna be like, wow, that's dedication.
Might as well
Nah.
be. I have a coworker that would probably very much love to get a Gojo tattoo. She's like obsessed with him.
Oh wow.
I mean, not that I blame her because it's fucking Gojo.
Mm.
Yeah, honestly, a lot of this was stuff that I've had in mind, like Torrent just giggling like a child because he finds it all so funny.
You gotta love Torrance.
He's also one of the oldest people in the room.
How old is he, by the way?
37 actually.
Dang.
The oldest out of the country leaders would be the king of Siltanok because he's a
Not
dragon.
surprising.
Then followed with who would it be next? Drake, because he is in his 40s. Then Torrent. Then Tiddlywinks. No, actually, yeah, Tiddlywinks and Testament would be kind of tied. And then Hayato being the second youngest, and Rua being the youngest. Millie,
Not too
we,
surprised about
Yes,
that.
I am.
I was gonna say, you're happy that your country leader hates Black Rain.
Yeah.
It'd honestly be more surprising if his country leader didn't hate Black Rain, honestly.
It's less hating Black Rain for the sake of it and more because they actively detest slavery.
Mm.
And that's partly why
Good.
he's willing to stand by Rua, is the fact that Rua said what he said and didn't, like, back down. If he hadn't have met Torrent at the Blue Sands Resort, then he still would have been on your side, but not to the extent he is.
Hmm.
If you'd have met the Queen of Bovetman early, which could have happened. Oh boy, that would have been fun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, I know it was gonna be bad.
Oh Jesus fuck! That coworker I was just talking about just Snapchatted me. He must have just known I was talking about her.
Oh god.
Oh
Speak
God!
of the devil and whatnot.
Oh my. Okay, I need to show you. I'm screenshotting what she just sent me and sending it to you guys.
Was it a dick pic?
Yes, exactly.
Oh wow.
Anyway, is everybody
There was
back,
some-
or are we waiting for anybody?
I never left.
I don't know, is Gun back?
I'm back.
Ah, good.
And we're all here then, aren't we?
Yep.
So, with the meeting adjourned, you see the speaker, like, kind of going off, looking to find probably a staff member to basically share what happened and what was said. You guys sort of get, like, an area that you can talk to at. Akira is deliberately walking slowly, almost as if he's giving you guys a bit of a wide berth. Clearly uncomfortable.
Apologies, Your Majesty.
It's Rua, you don't need to call me Majesty. And tell me,
Yes, well,
was this Kurogane's idea?
Yes.
Yeah.
oh, we're absolutely throwing him under the bus.
Yes, we are.
I mean, you guys went along with it. You could have said no and told me.
Yes, well,
It's fine. I mean, he's already here.
he also wanted to meet you.
Did he know? After 2.3 decades of not seeing me. Now. and Akira just walks over because he's got 28 passive perception. He doesn't even need to listen out. He can just hear all conversations anyway. Oh God!
Oh, by the way,
Ilian.
guys, out of character, did you see what I sent to the memes chat?
You can
Yes.
tell which ones came from. You can tell which ones came from Dakimakura's.
God damn it.
Yeah,
cool.
those. I said back to her just like, oh, it's all of your fictional boyfriends.
But yeah, so Akira just approaches and just says, "So you're Everae," and his grandson just says, "And you're Akira." So, Grandpa, Granddad, Akira, whatever you want to be called. Why didn't you see me sooner? Like I just said, you had 23 years to see me. My dad and my mother have been gone for 3 years. Why now? I get that, like, you know, you were brought, but why? And Akira he looks him straight on. Like you can tell, as much as uncomfortable as Akira is, he's not looking away. Well, by the time I found your father again, after he went missing as a child, the war was already over. Humans were effectively wiped out, and the ones that were remaining were left to fester, among other things. When I met your father at the time, it's less that he changed, and more that him and I parted on bad terms. I didn't judge him for what he did. I've done arguably worse things for less. And I know my son is a good kid. Was. Whatever. He wouldn't have killed people unless he was absolutely pushed to. Even in the 17 years we raised him, he didn't even hurt anyone other than me and my partner in sparring. But my partner and I tried to talk to him, but by that point he was already king, and it's hard to explain without being there. There's a lot of context that is too awkward to list, but I guess I can't think of the words, but it's hard to explain without being a parent. And that's not to say that you'll never understand anyway, it's just it's hard to put into words when it's more of a feeling that is indescribable. And by that point, I was beginning to fear that I was losing I was beginning to worry that the lives I'd taken, I was beginning to be desensitized. So I was already on my way to giving up fighting anyway. Eventually, my partner was asked by the god of life to go to the land of the dead and deal with the fact that the land of the dead had been completely messed up unintentionally because of all the lives that had been taken in the war against humankind. Massive amounts of people became religious. Massive amounts of people also lost their religion. And it caused such a disturbance that a lot of bodies weren't being properly processed. The god of death and their group effectively had too much on their plate, as crazy as that is for a god. And when my partner decided to sacrifice herself and go there, I was lost without anyone. This was even before you were born. My son wanted nothing to do with me. My partner gave herself to help others. and all I had was an orphanage. And I'm happy to raise the kids that I've looked after, but when you're an elf that's lived as long as I have, and you've outlived everyone you've known and loved, it's hard not to just feel empty after a while. Which is why, when I found out that you were born, I was afraid. I was afraid that not only would my son still not want me in his life, but that you wouldn't want me in your life. And hearing that you need help from your friends, which, don't be angry with them, it's not their fault, and it's not your friends' fault as well in Centralis for wanting me to help. I should have come sooner, and I'm sorry. I know it's not enough, and it will never be enough, but I want to make the attempt now, while we're all still alive. And Rua is just silent as he's been listening in. He's just been nodding, listening to what he's hearing. And he looks at you guys for a moment before then looking to Akira and just says, "Alright then, I understand. Well, I can't understand. I haven't seen what you've lived through, but I'm willing to let you in my life. If you're making the attempt now, then I can't exactly hate you for never doing it. And I know you've been through a lot as a hero. So, yeah, I guess you can come along to Centralis and do what you need to do and help protect the country, I guess." And he looks at you guys, like, clearly he doesn't know what to really do or say. Yeah, it's quite a heavy moment.
We should let you two catch up, I guess.
Yeah.
No, it's fine, you can stay. You don't need to leave. Besides, I mean, I've not met my granddad in 23 years. We'll need people to fill in conversation, I guess. And
No, it's. I don't know. Rua, I'm sorry you had to deal with with Tiddlywinks.
it's not your fault. It's not your fault. Like,
It is.
it's
That's
not.
a.
It's not though, is it? Like, she's the one who's allowing criminals to roam free and not help any of them into society and give them a life they should deserve.
Right. No, you're right, but.
She can go fuck herself. If she's got so much of a problem, well, he just gestures to Akira. My granddad's here to solve it.
Yeah, and Rua, at least, at least you're actually doing something about what she's accusing your shortcomings of.
Which reminds me, when I get back, I intend to make some sweeping declarations in the country. I intend to force some reforms to go about. Like, for example, I intend to create a new program where people who have been unemployed or people who live in the slums will be able to be given free education, where they will be given housing and clothes and food, so they can actually be given lives that they otherwise wouldn't get in other places.
Make sure they learn music.
I mean, if any of them want to be musicians, they can.
No, I just think music's good for everybody. It's good for your soul.
But that, and I'm going to have to deal with the fact that a bunch of businesses are going to be upset that suddenly they've lost all their accounts in Black Rain, and they'll be compensated for that, so that they aren't suddenly, like, going down under. And, people are suddenly unemployed or out of work because of it. I have a lot of things that I need to sort out, and I do want to make this country better than what my dad left it in. Not to say he did a bad job, he did an excellent job, but I'm going to do better than him. Speaking of family, for fuck's sake, I'm so glad the meeting came when it did, because apparently my aunt and cousin are in Centralis on my mother's side.
Oh boy, oh boy. Tyra gets to go killing again.
And they're apparently elven supremacists.
Oh,
You
great.
Apparently,
So
knew.
let's have them not meet any of us, except for maybe Felix. They'd be
Well,
fine with him.
apparently, she is interested in challenging my right to the throne.
Because you're
What
not
happened
fully
when-
elf.
She believes my cousin. I don't even know their fucking names. And that's the thing,
Wait.
like, I can't give my granddad shit. My mother's side and an entire family didn't see me, and they didn't have to deal with people leaving their lives. What's their fucking excuse? You know
They're
what they were,
assholes.
you know what they were doing? They were doing non-taxable work in Bovetman.
Yeah,
She's-
that sounds right.
She's actually part of the Queen's Inner Circle, the fucking hag.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And, like, not only that, but my dad was made king before he got married to my mum. She's the princess consort or whatever it is.
Queen consort.
Queen consort, whatever it is. Thank you, LD. But yeah, I don't want to, like, say anything bad about my mum. She's fucking brilliant. She was. She is. But, like, they don't have a right to the throne.
I mean, on the one hand, having a more meritocratic process for determining who has the throne is not inherently a bad idea. On the other hand, they are way out of line in how they're going about that.
Yeah, apparently they want to fucking duel me. My
How about
cousin,
combat?
my cousin wants
Can
to
you-
duel. My cousin wants to duel me in combat.
Champ,
If
can
like
you
I
declare?
refuse, if I
Can you
refuse,
declare a
like,
champion?
well, I was looking to ask you guys if you would help me in the duel because they're bringing
Sure.
people with them to help in the fight.
Oh, I'd gladly help.
Oh,
I've
oh,
always
that
thought
means
this. I remember encountering some elven supremacists before when we were in school.
Akra actually puts her hand and says, "Rua, from what I can tell from just your movements and how you act, you fight like me and your dad, right? You know, with your fists and stuff." And Rua just nods, and like then Akra just says, "Are you?" From what I could see, and I don't know if you guys saw it, but I could sense ki from you.
that was the other reason we wanted you two to meet.
Well, that's the thing. Like, are you following a specific way of like martial arts? And Rua just shakes head and says, "My dad was going to teach me before he went." And Akra just says, "I have an idea." And his face twists into a grin as he looks at you guys.
I don't like that smile.
I have a
That is not a
I've-
good smile.
I know of a legend of a sword that can basically unlock the untapped potential within Fae and people of Fae ancestry. If you were to use this weapon, Rua, it might suddenly make you a lot stronger. Strong enough that you could probably, like, fight on par with these guys.
Wait, these guys referring to us?
He-
Wait,
he
we're a
gestures-
par now?
He gestures to you guys.
Seamus just kind of looks around like, wait, no, we're not that good at combat.
We're pretty shite, honestly.
Yeah.
No,
We
it's.
just get lucky a lot.
I mean, isn't that adventuring anyway?
Touche.
Like, it's half
I know.
skill, half luck, and then another bit of like extra percentage on top of like
Yeah, I believe the ratio was 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5%
5%
pleasure,
pleasure,
50%
50%.
pain,
God, I
yeah,
get it.
100% rate of the name.
but yeah,
Derek
like,
Joe slaps all Jade.
but yeah, like, you guys are strong. I can tell. You might not be strong, but I know you can be, and you will be. And I know Rua could get this weapon and unlock his potential beyond power of you guys, probably overnight. And I know it sounds too good to be true, but it's actually, from what I've heard, the sword Stasia used during the war against humans. How familiar are you all with a moonblade?
Never heard of it.
Not at all.
Anyone who is proficient in Arcana can make a Arcana check.
I don't think I'm a proficient in Arcana.
Oh, a moonblade.
Great.
Felix! Actually, wait. Oh no, Rua isn't proficient in Arcana. I was thinking acrobatics. So, Felix. A moonblade?
Fucking Rua figures out what a moonblade is by doing backflips.
Felix, you know a moonblade is an incredibly legendary piece of equipment. A moonblade is basically a weapon typically given to, like, elven monarchs and elven heroes of ancient past. From what you know, a moonblade hasn't been seen in, like, even just recorded history. It's been that long ago. And you know, moonblades are incredibly picky about the people they choose, to the point where they will just refuse to serve people or work for them unless they fit their criteria.
So theoretically, would that work for Eldanerai? Or are we not
Anyone who
pure-blooded enough?
Anyone who has just elven blood, so you can be an elf or a half-elf.
Ooh.
Interesting.
You do know, however, typically, Felix, moonblades typically only serve one master at a time unless they die or suddenly lose their worthiness.
Like Mjolnir.
And you know, a moonblade can, depending on how many masters have previously wielded the moonblade, the moonblade can attain new magical powers and effects to make them stronger. However,
Interesting.
from what you vaguely know, you've never heard of any of these powers unlocking potential?
I mean, moonblades exist?
I mean, I assume you would have shared what I've just said with the group.
Yeah.
And Akira just grins and says, yes, but from what I've heard, Stasia's was special, specially made even, and I have a very good inkling where it might be.
I'm assuming we're going to be taking another trip.
I mean, it depends. How interested are you in helping your friend become strong for his duel?
Yes.
Very interested.
And hey, and he just looks at you guys. Have you adventured with Rua before?
We
No.
kept offering, but there was always something happening.
Well, now you have a chance. As you just look to Rua. When we get to Centralis, I'll hold your family off, and do what we can. You guys can do your adventure thing and come back, and I expect by the time we meet again as well that you've already followed a way. Any sort of way, like using your key. If you don't, then I'm actually never seeing you again, and I'm going back home to my orphanage. Because, almost like a Moonblade, I'm only following you if you prove worthy. Like, I know you're my grandson, and we've only just met, but I'm not going to stay in a sinking ship, is what I mean. If that sounds cruel, then I'm sorry, but I do have my commitments at my orphanage as well. And Rua actually just nods and says, fine. You have your own responsibilities. I mean, you didn't even have to come, but you did, so that's fine.
So, where is this Moonblade?
Do any of you fellows have a map?
Yeah, here.
Beautiful. Fuck, none of you guys have pins. It's fine. He just bites his finger, and is going to draw in blood.
Okay then.
I have ink!
It's fine. Bro, I can regenerate the injury. So, you know where the Aster Forest is?
Hmm.
You know,
Great.
this place that's named after me, which I do appreciate that my son did. Mad respect to him. I'd say it's about, and he just like rubs his chin. It's actually not long off the path. It's probably like here.
So we can
Yeah,
almost hit
so
that
we
on the
could-
way back from the neutral point.
I was about to say
Indeed.
the same thing.
Yeah, how's about that then?
Sounds like a plan.
And Rue just incredulously, and to be fair, like, he just says, "And you sure this will make me stronger?" And Akira will just say, "Well, it's almost like a shortcut, but it should hopefully make you stronger anyway. And who knows, maybe the experience from fighting will also make you stronger anyway."
Hmm.
And Rue just looks.
So
at you
how
and
does
says,
that work? Could we just like trade it off back and forth and to get stronger that way or something?
From what I know, it only does so for the master that wields it.
Mm.
And if the point is Rue is supposed to be the master, then
I've got a
Yep, that
question.
makes sense.
I might have an answer.
The Moonblade apparently only switches holder once the previous holder is dead
Or unworthy.
or
Well, that's the
unworthy.
thing. That might mean my son is dead. Maybe the sword will know. Or maybe my son has suddenly become unworthy.
Hmm.
But hey, who knows? I don't. You guys will, though. And he just smiles. For now, though, I think you guys all have stuff like people want to talk to you, right?
Yep. We all gotta go talk to Hayato.
Hayato actually just comes to you guys as like he notices sort of the conversation seemingly has sort of ended as he just
As if
approaches
on
you all.
cue.
So this man, basically he's actually about Aldane's height. Surprisingly like buff for a Kenku. And he's wearing like very ornate looking armor. It looks very practical though. And on the chest is a symbol of Tenoyama, which is like a mountain with sort of a like bird perched on top of the peak. And he just looks at you and says, "So you're Seamus's friends that I've heard so much about."
And I kind of make introductions and everything. Oh, this is Felix. This is Aldane, and this is Dayron.
Hello.
Seamus,
Guys, this is my longtime friend and the peak soul of Tenoyama, Hayato.
it's good to meet you all. I've heard many a good tale from my brother Kurogane.
Oh yeah, right, and he's Kuro's brother.
He's had a lot to say about you guys. Good things though, don't worry.
Now, Hayato, how are things in the homeland? The main houses getting along all right?
They never are. but I'm keeping them all on a good leash. From what
Smart.
I've heard from Sora, who I've heard you've made contact with, I am actively working on making sure that the Akahane clan is thoroughly punished for what they've done.
That's good to hear. Hopefully, there will be a sense of justice there.
We can't bring back your parents, Seamus, and your family, but we can make sure that people don't get away with this again.
Hmm. I appreciate that. Thanks, Hayato.
But yes, I've heard many good things. You, Felix, Sir Felix, yes, you?
Yes?
I've heard you're a painter, correct?
Yes?
And I've heard from Torrance that you've been interested in trying to paint us all.
If that is possible, given,
Well,
you
I
know...
give you my permission if you wish to.
Tension in there.
I give you my permission if you wish to paint me. It will definitely look good in your portfolio, I imagine.
Thank you, Peak Soul.
Hayato's fine. I'm like Seamus's age. And you're older than me from what I've heard, right?
Yes?
Yeah, it's fine, don't worry.
Yeah, isn't Hayato one of the youngest Peak Souls that's ever?
Yeah, he was actually very well known for being, like, in recorded history, one of the youngest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, left me in the dust a long time ago.
Yeah, he just says, you're Aldain, correct? You in the armor?
Yes, I am.
What's going on with your girlfriend, Oriana, is it?
What do you mean?
From what I've heard, it's moving glacially slow.
There is the issue of, Zarus.
That sounds like cowards talk to me, but okay.
I'm not suicidal.
Hey, you already fought Zarus and got his respect for it, so like, what are you waiting for?
I don't think I'm strong enough to best him when he's going all out yet.
I know,
I want
but
to
you
get
guys
stronger before
sparred
time.
and were like, that was a close fight when you guys fought in the tournament. So like, I know he holds you in a slightly higher regard than he used to.
Well, regardless. Patience is supposed to be a virtue, but, well, I didn't become Peak Soul because I was willing to bide my time.
All things in moderation and all that, yes.
Sometimes you see an opportunity and you gotta just take it.
Exactly. Let me know how it goes on, though. It's a bit of a shame to hear secondhand from Kurogane and his trickster ways.
Of fucking course it was Kuragane who told you.
He tells me everything. Like how there's the Seamus' schmoes?
Oh, I still get fan mail even when I'm on the road. I don't even know how they find me with these letters.
Yeah, I've been getting mail asking, like, your measurements. People are apparently
How do they know we know each other?
people are trying to make statues of you and, like, artwork, and it's creepy. They've asked me to review, like, sketches of your face.
Oh my god. I'm
Any-
so sorry.
Fine. Anyway,
Gotten out of hand.
and lastly, there's you, Daron, right?
Yes, hi.
Pay Tiddlywinks no mind. She's just upset that she can't get what she wants.
Italy
Yeah,
wins.
I know.
Well,
That
you know
tends
the
to be
saying.
her MO.
Well,
You know
if
the
you,
saying, you
well,
can't always
if,
get what you want.
well, since you're a friend of my brother, if Centralis is a bit too risky for you, you can always come to the capital of Utah.
I appreciate the offer. She and I have a history clearly, and you know.
Speaking of offers, I actually got given a vision
Oh,
from.
was it from Gwail? From Gwail?
Yes, actually. Apparently, she was to meet. Yeah, she told me that 4 adventurers matching your descriptions would eventually be making their way to the Zenith Peak. For
That would
a
be true.
for a trial. Apparently, it's not the peak soul, so I don't need to worry about my uh, prospects being in danger. He just gives a chuckle. But she did tell me, however, that you were going to eventually need to go to the Zenith Peak to undergo a trial with the four gods, correct?
Yep. One of 4 trials in 4 different corners of Taral. Yay.
Well, it's a good thing that I, as a peak soul, am given a key to unlock the Zenith Peak. So when and if you do get asked to go, let me know and I'll accompany you and give you the key.
Yeah, it's gonna be a minute because they said that it's only gonna be when we're ready, and I feel like we got a while to go before we're ready, with air quotes.
That also reminds me, I believe I might have an idea of
I'm kind of
where.
getting hungry.
I believe I might have an idea of where one of those pieces of the Dracolich is rested.
That can be dinner.
Again?
Again.
It's alright. Yeah, it just says, I believe I might have an idea of where one of those pieces is located.
Oh.
We've been getting suspicious activity in the oceans to the east of the mountains. I've sent some scouts there, and they've nearly been killed. And some of the rocks that we have been using and other flying creatures have been. Some of them have been permanently damaged to the point we've had to kill them early.
Not good.
Very not good.
I am worried that it is one of these pieces, and it would make sense, given that it seemingly was resistant to some effects that affected undead creatures, but some of our paladins who did manage to smite it did extra damage than normal. Like Torrent said, I'm happy to cordon off the area around the ocean until you're prepared to deal with it. From what I could tell, let me try to remember what the creature was. As the GM has to remember what thing it was.
Over under on it being a leviathan.
It wasn't a kraken, I can be certain of that.
I'm trying to remember the name of the creature that our friend from the One Shot Club is.
Oh, the Kuotoa.
Kuotoa, that's it. It's not a giant Kuotoa, is it?
I mean, we don't know. Who knows? It could be Pisces, who's like become a god now. No,
That would be funny.
it wouldn't be him. He's with the One Shot Club anyway, at least right now.
Yeah, but the One Shot Club isn't that like 5 years prior to the setting?
No.
No.
Wasn't it
It's-
supposed to be like
it's-
in the past or?
It's in the past, but it's in an indeterminate amount of time.
Oh. Hmm.
It's deliberately meant to be vague. Underwater, there we go. There's the filter. And what's the highest CR in order? Oh, that was it. So he just says, "Oh yes, my mistake. I'm stupid. I should have remembered." I believe it was a dragon turtle.
I'll be right back, guys.
Is that
I need to
related?
step out for a second.
Okay. Is that by any chance related to a lion turtle?
From Avatar?
Yes, that's a reference.
No. So, out of character, the Arcana people can roll.
The Arcana peeps?
Yes.
less good this time.
Seamus, big hecking chonker of a turtle that is also a dragon, gargantuan even.
Like an island turtle size, or like not quite that big?
Yes.
Oh God.
They can known to exhale scalding steam breath. Even being underwater doesn't protect you from the heat. And they are known to be surprisingly good at hurting you badly. And can even are known to swallow pieces of landmass whole.
So in other words, it's not something we want to or even
also-
can fight.
And also because it's a dragon, in theory, this might be even more dangerous than the what's it called? The ancient Wyatt.
Great. Yeah, we're not gonna fight that thing ever.
You do know, however, that dragon turtles are actually not that smart. Your average person who's like a worker could probably outsmart one.
So what you're saying is we wouldn't be able to beat it, but I could hideous laughter
You
it,
could.
or I could probably enemies abound it.
You probably could. It's just the thing is that like you would need to be able to have a boat or access to something that can fly.
Yeah, that's gonna be a tall order.
And that's without taking into account whatever the Dracolich has added on top of its repertoire of powers. But you do know the thing is with dragon turtles, they aren't horribly fast. So if you could keep it in the water or like keep it in one place, you could probably like smack it between some of you guys.
Yeah, but what's like four schmucks gonna do against an island?
It's not really island size. It's just like you. It's hard to explain. Like because the gargantuan is like how many size categories out of character? It's like I think 4x4. Obviously not in mileage. It's just
Hmm.
It'd be very big though.
Mm.
Mhm.
Guess we'll have to see.
It
Like
can be
it's not gonna
backbone
it's not gonna
or-
be on the map. It is the map.
It might be. It depends on how you go about it. You might fight onto its back. You might have to fight it underwater.
Or on a boat.
I'm on a boat, man. It's
Oh,
going
no.
fast and
God damn it.
No, it's such a deep. It's weird to think that song's over a decade.
Fuck.
really over a decade old. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's one of like Lonely Island's earliest like big hits.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I imagine Torrent would like Lonely Island songs.
Oh,
Yeah,
100%.
11 years ago was the music video.
Jesus.
Fuck.
I'm seeing some stuff for like 12 years ago.
Yeah, Dick in a Box came out like 15 years ago or something.
Even
Not
the
quite that long.
Even their
but-
Jack Sparrow song with Michael Bolton was 10 years ago.
Yep, that was a bop.
Jizz in My Pants was 11 years ago, yeah.
Another
Anyway. But yeah, it might not be a fun enemy, but you can at least deal with it at some point, and you will have to deal with it.
bop. Not looking forward to that.
I mean, you don't know what emotion it embodies.
I hope it's sloth.
If only. But yeah, and Hayato basically just tells you that and says like, let me know when you want to deal with that, and I'll sort out my men to give you some means of travel. It's up to you what you would like.
Mhm.
Who knows? Maybe Rua here can help you fight it. As he just grins to him. Rua's just like, maybe. But yeah, if you need to speak to me at any point while I'm here, just let me know and I'll be happy to talk to any of you.
Appreciated.
It's no trouble. It's always good to talk to friends of Kurogane. How is he, by the way?
Oh,
He's
you know,
good. He's also causing problems as ever.
Still embodying a
Sorry.
malevolent trickster god.
It's alright, again. Just to let you know again, basically, yeah, Dragon Turtle seems to be the Tenoyama piece holder.
Okay.
He, Hayato is basically, when you are prepared to deal with it, he will give you means of travel to meet it. And yeah, he just said he'll give you his support. And also he's willing to
Okay.
help you with like the Temple of the Suzaku and all that shit.
Okay, cool. Sorry, I overheated.
Oh, it's alright.
It's like 90 something right now in Boston, so.
Fucking hell.
That's ridiculous.
And yeah, he's just said like he was just asking about Kurogane as well.
Okay.
And he just says, well, he might be tricksy, but that's mostly just because, well, I tended to not brute force my way through things, but I came at things with an honest approach. He was definitely the shadow to the light, I guess you could say.
He's the Megumi to your Itadori.
Fucking weeb, Seamus. No, it's just like, well, do keep an eye out for him. He is actually quite lonely. I don't know how familiar you are with his past, but he's a half elf and I'm a Kenku. Like, not exactly the same parents.
Mm-hmm.
And well, it's not really my place to say exactly, but a part of why he's like he is, at least where he is with you in Centralis, is because, well, he's found a home, I guess. He told me himself before he left is that he didn't really feel like Tenoyama was his home, I guess. Like, he always has a place in Tenoyama, but it didn't feel like a place he could belong, I guess. And from what he said in letters, it sounds like he's found that with Centralis and Cordis.
Well, he's definitely found a close companion in Guy.
I've heard about Guy. Sounds like a very friendly chap.
Yeah, they're real friendly.
Apparently they share the same bed, which is a bit... I mean, I don't judge.
Yes, they are
But-
definitely very close.
I mean, from what I know of Kurogane, he was never really interested in dating.
Much to the chagrin of his very close friend.
I know he is interested in people like that, but just not. I don't know. It's been years since I've last seen him, but I do plan on actually making an excursion to Centralis at some point, just to see what things are like, and also just to, obviously check on my brother and see how things are over there.
Well, if you can let us know when that's happening, maybe we can keep it a surprise from him. Finally get one over on him.
From what I've heard, he's friends with Camille, is it?
Yes.
No one can get past her. She might not be a incredibly gifted fighter, but she makes up for it in her vast network of intelligence.
Maybe we can bribe Cammy with something.
Maybe you know her better than I. For now, though, I'll talk to you later, as it seems your friend Torrent is waiting with bated breath, as he just points to him. And he just leaves, and now, from stage left comes Torrent. As he's like, yeah, boys! It's good to see you lads again. How's it hanging?
Going quite well. How are you doing, Torrent?
awesome. Like, I have so much shit to tell back home. Like, Rua fucking giving it to both the Queen of Belvetment and the President of Blackwall.
Really goodbye.
Black Rain. That was like
I like
so
that.
fucking entertaining.
Oh.
Like, oh my god, that was so fucking entertaining, bruv. And like, oh, that was so good. You guys are class acts.
Well, I'm
also-
glad you had, or we're glad that you had some fun with the meeting.
I mean, obviously I was interested. I took things seriously, but you know, a lot of meetings are just boring. Like, snooze fest, bruv. Like, sometimes I just like could have been just giving it in a letter. But this, I'm glad I didn't miss it, bruv. But yeah, also, yeah, as I was saying before I left to organise things, I'm looking at having a party later tonight if you're interested. From
That
what,
sounds fun.
from what I could hear, and he just plays with his ears, sounds like you've got a bit of a business with a sword and a thing, with a moon and a blade and like an elf.
Yeah, that sounds right. Although we
And,
should
like-
probably ask you to stop listening into our conversations for it.
Bro, I can't help it, mate. Like, these ears are just too perfect. You should know, you're also a very observant Genasi.
Yeah, true. Maybe it runs in our blood.
Maybe. But, alas, yeah, I just thought I'd let you know about that. And also, yeah, good job on making that meeting one of the best I've had ever. As always, if
How's Fortune
sorry,
doing?
mate, go ahead. She's calmed down now. Her next venture is trying to, well, apparently she's looking to make business in Bovetman. Apparently she's really into hats now. She's fucking crazy. To be fair, we're all pretty crazy. That's just how it be with adventurers, isn't it?
Mm.
But it's
You don't
bouncing
become
there.
You don't become an adventurer because you're satisfied with life, do you?
No, no. Apologies if my friendship with you is going to cause some issues with Bill Bettman.
Nah, it's fine, bruv. It just makes things more entertaining, innit?
Do
I
be
didn't-
warned though, if you have any cells from the colored heart in your area, take care of them.
Oh, that's fine, bruv. I actively don't like. I mean, well, I understand criminals are a necessary part of balance. I mean, well, he just points himself. I was looking to be a criminal when I was a kid. But, I mean, not only do I not have to like it, because it's me, I can decide what I like and don't like, but, like, well, half the group I'm working with, that are part of my council are criminals. Fortune was a fucking pirate.
Right, I know, but I'm just saying, the hearts they're a complicated bunch, and I have fond memories of them, despite everything.
It's all good, bruv. I appreciate the support and the kind words of encouragement. As a Genasi to a Genasi, I'll take it to heart. But don't worry. I still train every now and then. I'm pretty good in a fight. I mean, you saw what I did to that Minotaur.
That poor Minotaur's family.
They're still fucking griping about it. He's not
I'm
dead.
sure-
I wasted a perfectly good diamond up that guy's anus. If anything, he should be like paying reparations to me. I don't
I mean,
just.
you did accidentally kill him in the first place.
I mean, if he wasn't such a fucking meathead.
I'm not debating you on that front.
Like, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, just thought I'd check in with you fellas. Just wanted to let you know you did a good job. Honestly, after that, I think a lot of eyes will be on you guys now. I don't think you can afford to be a undercover independent group now. Especially if you guys are going to be the wild cards, in it. Is he just like punches Aldane in the shoulder? Not Aldane, Darren in the shoulder gently and grins.
don't think we're gonna. We don't even know what we're gonna call ourselves yet. I don't think wild cards is
Doesn't
one of
have quite
those.
the ring, quite the right ring to it.
It's up to you, mates. For now, though, I've got a party to deal with. You know where I'll be. You'll probably hear me before you see me. And yeah, he just goes and does his own thing.
Any other leaders of countries waiting to talk to us?
No. You do see Black Rain. Their group is actually looking at you guys, and so is Bove Edmund, but they're not ready to approach, it looks like.
I probably need to go talk to them.
Why? Brewer just says. You don't owe them anything. They're the ones who made you leave your home.
I need to know if one of the old gang is in with her. That's all.
Well, if it helps, I've had Cammy put out her feelers in Bovetment. We actually intercepted a ship that tried coming in. Let me remember the group name. What was the group name? Kaito? I'm asking you. What was it again? Computer, what are you doing?
Denim Saber, Jade Jeweler, or Collared Heart?
That was it, yeah. Apparently it was from the Denim Saber group. There's a bit of a bounty on your head.
Yeah.
Only within the criminal group, so from what I've heard.
I'm not shocked, if I'm honest.
I mean, honestly, from what I heard, you could probably take a few of them on your own.
And they wouldn't be on their own.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You could probably take more than one of them on your own. And there's 4 of you guys. And hey, I actually, thinking about it, I want to join you guys in your adventures sometimes.
I mean, you're probably coming with us to get the blade.
I mean, I have to come with you. I mean, how can I prove I'm worthy if I'm not there?
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys going to give me... I hope you guys can give me glowing references, by the way.
I will lie as many times as
Yeah.
necessary.
Well, I should talk to you behind your back. You know that.
But yeah, like, fuck the Queen of Bovetman. Like, just because she's queen doesn't mean she's a good person.
Yep.
Oh, and I know.
Also, sorry if I brought you guys in, like, heated stuff. I'm just really pissed off, like... And hey, who knows, maybe this Moonblade will give me the motivation I need to tell my inner court that they can go fuck themselves. Because I'm sick of being their puppet.
Mm.
Rua, if you don't mind, I should go talk to the... This is the competition that's been needing to happen anyway.
Are you guys going with him? He just looks at you guys.
Yes.
Sure.
And let's go. So, as you guys approach Queen Tiddlywinks and her entourage, they immediately stop their conversation as she looks to you with just narrow eyes. Have you come here to gloat after forcing me to make an alliance with you?
No.
No,
Who's gloating?
I came here to look you in the eyes and tell you you're a piece of shit.
Oh, fuck, he just said it, bruv! They just said it, bruv! You just see
Aldean
Tarrant
looks at
in the
Dayron and covers his mouth with his hand like a ooh.
You just see Torrent like, oh shit. And the Queen's just like, okay. Anything else you want to say?
Don't trust throne.
I heard what you said. I'm not stupid. I'm not
You
testicle.
could have fooled
sorry,
me.
Sorry, testament. Testicle. Fucking hell. It's on my mind now.
Based on the way you treated that orphan, you could have fooled me.
Do you know who that orphan really was?
He was an orphan.
Do you know who
I
he
knew.
was? You didn't
I
answer my
watched over
question.
him. I watched
Well-
over him for years.
After we dealt with that, turns out, what does it matter? You watched over him, didn't you? So, she just shrugs.
Barkeep,
By
you
the way-
hear?
None of your pals are here. I brought my actual guard. Oh, who left? Oh, hello?
Hello?
She just says, I brought my actual guard with me, not my peons of criminals. By the way, and she just looks at you guys. Did you know your friend's name is Rira?
But
Did they
then
not
their
tell
name is
you?
Dayron.
Their actual name is Rira Misri, codenamed Omen.
But it doesn't matter what they want to be called as Dayron.
It just pinches the bridge of her nose. Fair enough, I guess. If you're willing to go along with the masquerade they set up.
Who's raiding and why have they got masks?
Metaphors are wasted on Felix, unfortunately for you.
I didn't realize he was that stupid.
Not
Not
stupid, just
stupid.
blind, just literal-minded.
I need a fucking drink.
Why do you
Drinks are
want your
fun.
drink to be fucking the air or fucking other drinks?
She just walks away.
I look at the rest of her guards. Do any of them look familiar?
They're all wearing helmets and like covering their faces.
Felix has a satisfied smile on his face.
Akira actually holds up a hand.
High five.
He high fives. I knew there was people like me in the world. I mean, to be fair, I unintentionally caused the king to become alcoholic, but that was just because I talked to him for like 10 minutes and told him my life story. And also the card captain, and then also the court mage.
I give a. I like pull. I grab one of the guards on their shoulder.
They actually push you back. Don't touch us.
Oh, trust me, I don't want to, but 100 gold if you deliver a message.
To whom?
An iron.
An iron?
Irons.
No, is he part of your former entourage?
No, but they're part of yours. Last I checked, they were part of the Queen's Guard as plants.
Oh, that
should do a better-
irons.
You should do a better job of checking of screening your men. But tell them, come and try.
No, he's a triple agent. Didn't you know? We hired him to join your group to feed in our information to them for us to gain information in return.
It doesn't matter. Tell them that they can come and try.
Is that insight to see if he's
Spy stuff is so
bullshitting?
confusing.
Yes.
He's telling the truth.
Aldean insights to understand what's going on because he's shit with spy stuff.
And does not understand a thing.
Yeah, he just says like, yeah, I didn't realize. I forgot. They're not really called Irons, but that's just their code name, I guess. But whatever, I'll tell him that you are around. I'm sure they'll be happy to know you exist, I guess. And I don't need them. I don't need the money. It's fine.
I toss it at his face anyway.
If you did that, they'd actually go to punch you. Like if you actually tossed it at him.
Yeah, no, I'm like tossing it at him like he's a peasant.
He goes to punch you then. What would their strength modifier be? Fucking hell, again. Look what you've done. You did this.
I did do this. This is my fault, but I'm happy to do it.
Guard. No, I don't want black guard. That's a completely different kind of guard. Oh, they have that much strength. Okay, so... Does a 19 hit?
Yes, it does.
You get punched on
Uncanny
the
dodge.
You get punched on the nose for... And they would have metal gauntlets. So it makes a d4 plus that much. Oh, that was 4d4. Oh no. I was wondering why it did 12 damage.
Doesn't Uncanny Dodge have that?
It's 6 damage. It's 6 damage anyway. I did 4d4 by accident. They're not that strong. They just punch me in the nose. And the guard looks to you, Aldane, and just says, "Why don't you keep your idiot on a leash? I'm not asking for decorum or respect, just for him to not act like a fool." And they just walk away.
I helped Dayron and healed them. You doing okay?
I don't know, sort of deep breath and a sigh. It just goes. Better than I have in a long time.
That's good. Seamus, could you prestidigitate Dayron? I think there's a little blood.
Sure. And I'll cast Prestidigitation. Yeah.
Darren's face is now cleaned. Still a bit of a bruise on their face because they punched Darren right in the bridge of the nose.
Trying to break it, I guess.
Thankfully, it didn't break, but you know, there's probably going to be a mark when they wake up the next day. Wow, you took a punch pretty well. Akira just grins.
You know.
I think of it this way: it's training for when I fight you.
Oh God.
Because the thing is, if I had gauntlets, I'd be doing worse punches. Because that's the thing. Like, apparently, there's rules in some of your countries that like you give people like you make them use their fists because weapons are too dangerous, which is like
That's
really?
limited to folks like Zaris.
Yeah, which is
And
like
probably you.
how's that going to work for me? Because my punches are stronger than weapons. Like, actually giving me a dagger would be better than letting me punch things hand
You
to
need to put
hand.
pillows on your hands at all times.
Yeah, but I just make the pillows on fire, as he just makes his hand go on fire with silver fire.
Well, that's why it's probably a good thing that you're not living in Cordis right now.
I mean, I will be, won't I? If I'm going to be like,
Yeah,
if I'm going to be
something we'll have to
defending the
figure out.
country, I will have to make I will have to make regular trips back home just to check on the kids, but they're all capable, and they have a
Sure,
sending.
Jade would love to go see them too.
Yeah, I'll have to bring Jade with me next time I go. And hey, Rua, as he looks to him, you'll have to come with me as well. I think you'll like it. It's nice. And Rua just nods. Yeah.
He has all these adopted brothers and sisters.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. And Rua's just like, oh. God. It's been a really crazy day, hasn't it? Rua's just like, Honestly, after that, I think I need.
Seamus raises his hand. My brain hurts. There's been a lot of information flying around today.
Yeah, it do be like that. I was originally going to bring Turin, and they could have spoke even more stuff, but they were too busy
Oh
with
no.
things.
Turin probably would have put half the room to sleep. No offense to him, he's just not the most stirring orator.
They're a studier, not a speaker.
Mm-hmm.
We all can't commend a presence like whatever the fuck my granddad did to cause all that noise.
He made a striptease look classy.
Please don't ever do that again, Seamus.
Akira just puts her hand on his chest like, was it really that bad?
I don't slap Seamus.
I don't do it to titillate, I do it to strike fear and look cool.
I mean, it is cool, but also, you know.
Like when I do it, the room just gets quiet like this, as he just does it now. And everyone looks at him like, what's he gonna do? And then he just puts his shirt back on. See?
I just want to say that for every 5 or 6 people that get terrified by that, there's probably one person that gets horny.
There's only one person I'd want to be horny, and she's in the land of the dead.
Good on you.
It's nice to hear that you are still so faithful to her.
And she's the only woman I've ever fell in love with.
That's beautiful. Sweet.
I mean, it's more she's also the only one who, like... Because I didn't want to fall in love with someone who couldn't fight. Just because I don't want to have to protect a damsel all the time. Besides,
so
she
she
can
can
kick
hold
my...
her own.
9 times out of 10, she can kick my ass.
Ooh.
Like, she's strong and, like, wears armor and can break my arm in arm wrestling contests.
I am very interested in meeting whoever could kick your ass.
Well, dead, so...
Like, she's taller than you, Aldane. And you're how tall?
I'm a little over 6 feet tall.
Yeah, she's like, I think 6'5"? Fucking crazy.
Wait, does that mean Seamus is taller than Aldane? Because I think I said he's like 6'1" or 6'2".
Yeah, Aldane's 6 foot even.
Seamus is lanky, though.
Yeah, you forget,
always-
Seamus is a beanpole. Aldane is a
beanpole.
tank.
Maybe slim fit at most, but yeah, beanpole.
What's Felix and Daron's heights, then?
Felix is 5'10".
And what's Daron?
5'8".
God,
Oh,
you're
so
the
all of
same.
them are fairly tall.
You're the same height as Akira, Daron. And what's... Oh,
What?
Rua is also 5'8".
Funny thing is, that's the average height for a man in America.
I always...
5'8".
As someone who
Yep.
is also 5'8", I always joke and say it's average height in Japan, or it's above average.
So yeah, it's above
Yeah,
average height in
Japanese-
Japan.
Japanese people are fairly short.
Yeah.
If I went to Japan, I'd kind of be a giant there, and I'm only 6 feet tall.
But yeah, so now that we've got the canonical heights out of the way, is there anything you guys would want to do while you're at the neutral point?
Why don't we go to Torrance party and have fun?
Yeah, fuck shit up. Do some drugs. Yeah.
You won't be allowed to do drugs there.
What?
Is there at least alcohol on hand?
Let me make a roll, and I actually have to make a roll for this.
Is Akra gonna be at the party?
Well, before that, high or low?
Hi.
Hi.
Everyone agrees with high?
Yeah, sure.
There
Yes.
is alcohol at the party. Akura
Yeah.
doesn't go to the party.
Aw.
He is actually very uncomfortable at parties. He either just breakdances, which confuses people because breakdancing isn't really a thing, or he just like does random shit like climbs walls and like spikes punch bowls and shit. He's also just kind of pensive right now because he's just met his grandson.
Yeah. Is Rua gonna go to the party?
He's not.
What? Oh, come on now. At least Rua's gotta go.
He actually wants to speak to his granddad and like they want to have a chat.
Oh, never mind then. They gotta do some family bonding.
But if you guys want to go, you can. Rua does want to try and leave the neutral point as soon as possible, if only just to get the Moonblade now and also to deal with his aunt. But there's nothing wrong with you guys having a party now. You can catch up with Torrent and maybe he'll kill another person and shove a diamond up their anus.
Maybe it'll be the Queen of Bovetment.
But yeah, if you go to a party, it would be in like a big conference room as well that's been rented out. And yeah, like you could hear the party before you get there, and it's near the Pahola embassy actually. And yeah, it's quite banging. There's a lot of like tunes. I'm gonna change the music actually. No, that's combat music. I don't want that.
Why do I hear boss music?
Ah, the Black Knights at the party. Roll initiative.
Dun, 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 dun.
Isn't that Pokemon?
Yes, it is Pokemon.
Yeah.
Sorry, it was the easiest final boss music I could think of off the top of my head.
To be fair, it's a classic.
It is a classic. Good ass music.
No, this is just chill. I don't want chill music. This is the banging party. You know, actually, no. It'll be a chill affair. I'm the GM. I can decide how banging this party's going to be. There we go. So yeah, it's a relatively relaxed affair. You actually see Hayato is there. Him and Torrent are actually chatting, and Drick is there, the bugbear. Yeah, all three of them are just chatting away to each other. In one corner of the room, you actually see some gambling being done, and like board games, like mahjong and stuff.
Do we see a certain satyr?
Do we see a certain turtle?
Make perception. Which one do you want to look for first?
I'm looking for the turtle.
I'm looking for the satyr.
Make perception. Make perception checks.
I'm gonna make a perception check too to see if the turtle is there.
Oh, god damn it.
I was going to say, would Daron be using the Rise of the Eagle at the party?
Yeah, sure, why not?
So, Aldane and Felix, you
I
do
forgot
not...
to perception check. That's my bad.
Which are you looking for? Are you looking for the safe that tried to steal Felix's finger, or Ration?
Ooh, ration.
So, all three of you don't find Ration, thankfully.
But he's there. We know it.
You don't know.
No, he's there.
Daron? Darren, as you look around, you scan the area, and that's what you find out.
I'll be back.
Seamus, just give me inspiration for a little bit.
Well,
Felix is
yeah,
not
you're
part-
gonna need it.
I'm
Felix,
not
ahead
gonna
and
need
take
it,
the-
but I might not need it, but you know, it'll be useful.
Felix is
The
now
satyr
part.
is fucking there? What?
You don't know. Are you stealthing? Yeah, you're stealthing, Dayron. Very good.
Yeah.
stealth. You weave in and out of the crowds. You're not. This is a very chill affair, so it's very easy to look natural.
But yeah,
The Dairon and I have very opposite skill sets, so I'm gonna do my thing and do a performance check. Start playing a song.
What
See if
kind
I
of
can.
music?
huh?
There is actually a small band playing.
What kind of music are they playing?
Kind of like what you're listening to now, like quite relaxed music.
I pull out my what do I have? A lute? Yeah.
Don't pull out the bagpipes.
I pull out my bagpipes. I'm thinking either the shamisen or the lute, but I'm gonna go with the lute, and I start playing along softly and doing like a little jazz number along with them.
All right then.
Daron's wearing like a suit, like the one in Character Concepts.
Okay, let's see this one.
Please be a DC of 10.
Basically, it takes a bit to get used to because they're playing a different tune than what you're normally used to. Just it's a specific set of instruments they're using,
Yeah.
and they are quite perturbed at your sudden involvement, but they appreciate what you're trying to do and let you in, and even share some of the sheet music.
Nice.
So you work with them. Daron, you sneak through the crowds and you do your thing. Yeah, you are a ghost. Felix and Aldane, what do you do?
Felix goes over to the mahjong table.
Okay.
Aldane goes over to the bar.
I mean,
Okay.
I am moving towards where I saw you know who.
No one else knows though what I've said to you.
Yeah.
So
I'm just like making my way over there.
So, Aldane, you go to the bar and you see. Let me check. So you go to the bar and you see the back of this person, and they're very wide. It's really weird, and then you turn around, and then the light bulb hits, and there's a name that you immediately think of when you see this person.
Oh boy, who is it?
Give me a second. Aha, it's Zaros. Roll for initiative as he grabs you and pulls you over the table. Punches the shit out of you.
He heard about Hayato's comment. He came
Hayato told me you're courting my daughter.
Oh, so this is who it is.
That's what you see. And so he just looks at you and says, "Can I help you there, sir?"
I'm just here for a drink. But if you would like, I would be happy to make your acquaintance, Mr.
Does it really matter to know what my name is? It looks like you're going to be leaving probably by tomorrow anyway, aren't you?
Indeed.
Let's keep it that way.
How does he make it everywhere?
And he just hands you a glass of what looks like very nice looking whiskey.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I take a sip of it and savor the flavor.
It's damn good whiskey. There's a certain spice to it that only makes it almost invigorating.
Oh, this is delicious. Can I buy a bottle of this to take home with me?
Sadly, we don't have bottles to sell here. But there is a shop in the Neutral Point. I don't know where it is, but they should be able to sell it you if you really care that much.
Appreciated. Thank you, sir.
He just nods and narrows his eyes. Felix, as you approach the mahjong table, you see various people. You see two tables for it actually. One of them, however, does have a seat available.
I take the seat.
Are we gonna get more kaiji shit?
As you sit down, they all just look to you and say, "Ah, are you willing to play them?"
Sure.
Awesome. We're actually wrapping up this game. If you don't mind us just finishing this off.
That's fine.
And one of the guys just says, you're really that confident you've got a winning hand?" And he just puts his towels down and says, "Yeah, I win there," and just like calls out the thing. So,
The thing.
I'm not familiar with Mahjong terms. I'm not going to pretend. I'm a Yakuza fan. We don't know how to play Mahjong.
I swear that game does not do any good.
Mahjong.
I
Yeah.
thought I knew
Yeah.
how to play Mahjong, but Yakuza apparently proved me wrong. But I'm fairly sure that was more Yakuza's issue than mine.
So,
Yes.
yeah, give me a Mahjong check. So, it helps the fact that you're almost like an actual wild card. Like, these people are all clearly used to playing here,
Mm-hmm.
and you're this new guy, like, come in, and they're not sure how to size you up, so they're willing to go a bit easier on you, and you take advantage of it and do very well.
Ration taught me well.
And yet you do very well. So, what happens is next we're going to go to Dayram. So, as you're skulking around and you're, sizing up your target, you see them like almost like knocking over a few people, like they're almost desperately trying to get to where they need to go.
Do you really want to keep it hidden? We all know who it is and what they want to
You
do.
don't. You don't. Only Dayron does.
Felix doesn't, but Mill the player knows.
Yeah, but this is amusing for me and everyone else, so I'm gonna
Fine.
keep doing it.
Fine.
And yeah, as your target approaches the payload, I guess you could say.
I wish to intercept.
Okay. So so what will happen is you would have to like dash to meet them, but you can do that as a cunning action anyway.
Yeah.
So you intercept them, and you bump into them and just say, "Oh, sorry there. Have I met you before? Sorry."
No, but I think you and I need to have a chat.
Oh, do you want to play Mahjong as well?
No, but it does involve that. I do wish to have a conversation with you.
Oh, you want to learn how to play Mahjong?
No,
Okay.
no, come with me. I just like come with me.
Why? I don't know you.
You do know one of my friends. And I'd like to keep it, and I'd like to have them have a nice, relaxing night. Are we clear?
Fine. Okay. You know what? Fuck it. I'll just go then. If there's no place for me. And
Thanks.
he
Felix
just
just
clicks
says,
his
"Boy,
fingers.
I love having 10 fingers."
And the satyr just clicks his fingers and just teleports. You've seemingly neutralized the threats. Here,
Darren walks over to where Felix is and just goes, "Don't worry, I took care of an unwelcome guest."
It's a bit of a way away to actually walk to Felix, I'll say, from where you were.
I
So you-
start walking over.
So, Felix,
Hmm?
as you win this game of Mahjong, one of the players actually gets up and says, "I'm actually going to go. I've had a bit too much to drink last night and I need to see my wife." He says, "Nice meeting you, Felix. You're a good player. You're going to go far."
Thank you.
I think that's what Felix says. I'm glad to have all 10 fingers.
Yeah, it
And-
really makes handling the mahjong tiles easy.
And someone sits down immediately in his place. And it's not a satyr.
Is it a satyr wearing a fake mustache?
No. It's actually, what race are they?
Is it a turtle? A black turtle?
No, actually, it's not. You'd be surprised. If game would like to load the fucking races so I can find which one it was again. God damn it. No, it's not a Dampier. That's just a new thing,
do
though.
I still have bardic inspiration?
I'd say, yeah, you're just on the cusp of like running out. I'd say, this person actually, is a fuck is a reborn. Wow, what are these new races? Anyway, they are a, yeah, they are a Furbolg, which are like almost big, sort of cowish looking people.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you've only seen one probably like once in your life because they're very seldom seen. They're normally like druids, and the Furbolg like sits down and just looks at you and says, "Am I allowed to play?"
I mean, I'm not the one in control of this table, but sure.
Yeah, come on, let's get some new blood in the game. It's always nice seeing young people like you guys playing. Does the heart good?
I'm
Give-
103.
Oh wow. Anyway, Mahjong check me, Felix.
I'm gonna use the bardic inspiration on this regardless of what I get, just to use it.
Yeah. So it's a D8, isn't it? Oh,
Yeah.
20. Oh, let's see.
Oh,
Great.
21's still. I mean, 21's still good.
Yeah.
So
You know what? You know what? I noticed from across the room that he used that bardic inspiration. I'm gonna give him another one.
You just like in like a lull of the music while they're getting ready to play the next song, which I will ask for a performance check, by the way, if that's all right. You just,
Cool.
I guess you just give Felix a shout out.
Yeah. There's my boy Felix. In the oh god no. Damn it. That
So
it didn't land.
unfortunately, this new sheet music you've been given is a bit like new wave, I guess. So it trips you up a little bit. You do struggle, and you do kind of drag the performance down because they're having to like carry you, and it's noticeable.
Yep, and
By this point, Darren, I'd say you've reached the mahjong table.
hey Felix. Quick notes. You almost had an incident.
No. Was that nine-fingered satyr here again?
Yeah, he teleported away, but just
I
let me
thought,
know if you see him.
I thought he was in jail.
He can
What?
teleport.
What's this about a nine-fingered satyr? One of the older like men says.
A satyr bet me in a mahjong game with fingers at stake, and he lost.
Wow, that sounds like a really petty guy.
Mm. Now he's apparently following me and trying to, I don't know, win back his finger. I mean, I don't have it, but it's weird.
Oh, I think I've heard of that guy. I believe his nickname is Twinkle Eyes, for the twinkle in his eyes when he loses the game. He gets very upset. Infamous character.
Well, his pinky finger ain't twinkling no more.
Oh, you the guy who slapped him down.
Yeah.
You might have been better just taking the L there, lad.
I like my fingers.
I mean, you could have gotten it regenerated, right? You're a big shot adventurer type.
Eh.
Well, whatever. Mahjong ahoy! As he gets ready and... Give me a Mahjong check.
Oh, did I win that second game?
Yeah, you won the second game.
Fucking hell, man.
Felix is on fire. So, as you do that, you actually lose. The Furbolg actually beats you. And he just looks at you and says, "Oh, did I win? Oh, that's..." And he blushes almost.
Good game.
Yeah. Do we all want to play again?
Sure.
One of the older gentlemen, the one who's not leading the table, just says, "I actually have to go as well. I had a long day at work. Apparently, like the leaders of the countries have caused a ruckus. I've got to file some paperwork. You know how it is, right? But anyway, I'll see you around. Good games, Felix." And he offers to shake your hand.
Felix shakes it.
He shakes it and then walks off. And someone else takes over. And this person is a Goliath, actually. A Goliath wearing very elaborate clothing. The kind of stuff that he'd seen like Bo Vetman. And he just says, can I join as well? I haven't had a good game of Mahjong in ages.
Sure.
Yep. Yeah. And that continues. Meanwhile, Aldane,
Yeah.
as you are drinking, actually, you see someone taking a seat next to you at the bar. And it is Drick, the hobgoblin, the bugbear you've seen, the leader of Club Neopole.
Hello there, sir.
Good to see you. So, from what I've heard from my intelligence, you're a bit of a noble in Centralis, right?
Yes.
I'm just curious. What's the nobility like in there?
Oh, same as any other place. Some good, some bad, everywhere in between.
Fair
Though
enough.
they are better on average than other nobility I've encountered from other places.
Well, if any of them are even half as interesting as Rua, then I think there should be no cause for concern, right?
Mm-hmm. Rua and the other better members of the courts can keep the worst members in line most days. Though there have been incidents every now and again.
I heard about Bone Claw, wasn't it? Scary shit.
Yeah, that dumbass.
The guy who I had to kill when I made the coup to overthrow the country. He also had a Bone Claw. Nasty shit.
It was not a fun time.
It was scary when when the guy decided to haste his Bone Claw.
Oh, dear lord, that sounds like a nightmare scenario.
Yeah, we didn't have a spellcaster at that point because he was holding the line in another area. But we got through. Anyway, what are you drinking?
Whiskey. Seems like top shelf stuff.
He holds up a hand. I'll have the same as him, if that's alright. And the black turtle just nods and slides him a glass. And Drick holds holds his glass up to you. A toast to partnerships.
Cheers to that.
With a clink, we're going to move back to Felix because at this point I want you to give me another Mahjong check.
I assume my bardic inspiration is nearly running out again.
Yeah.
So I'll use it again.
Alright. Okay. D8.
Hopefully better than a 1 this time.
That's 19.
That's a little bit better than a 1.
So you actually lose again to the Furbolg.
Damn, the Furbolg's good.
The
I'm
Furbolg.
gonna do a quick perception check.
Okay, are you actively watching the Mahjong game for Felix's sake?
Yeah.
Okay, make a perception. From what you can tell, it just seems like genuinely good skill between everyone. The Furbolg actually just says, "Wow, honestly, if everyone's interested, I'd be willing to up the stakes.
Oh no.
Do you want to put some money down? Like maybe, I don't know, like 50 gold.
If he said a figure, I would have just stabbed him.
Sure,
And the
but
Goliath actually nods and says, "Yeah, I'll put in 50 gold."
sure, but I'm not interested in too much money gambling tonight.
Oh, really? Why is that, Felix? The old man across from you says.
I just wanted to do this to relax, not really get
I mean,
too
it can be
get too of a
relaxing to
pressure
win.
pressure. Yeah,
I mean,
but
it can be. No, I get you, Felix. Don't worry.
there's a lot of pressure, and especially if that Sid is around.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, I've tangled with him once, and so you've seen one of his hands be gloved, and he takes it off, and you see his pinky finger's gone,
Mm.
and the furball just shakes his head like, ugh, horrifying scene. I hope I never have to deal with him myself.
What was the Goliath's reaction?
The Goliath is just horrified at the finger, like, oh,
Mm.
like, he seems quite camp, I guess, and just like very. Think Pegasus from Yu-Gi-Oh.
Mm.
Like he's
Mm.
sipping from a nice,
Yugi boy.
he's sipping from a nice glass
Yeah,
of red
boy.
wine. Oh, this is my third glass of white wine.
Oh my.
Servant boy, give me a red. I'd like to mix things up a bit, especially if we're going to be having a bit
I'm
of steak. for
feeling
this match.
dangerous tonight.
I'm feeling a bit frisky tonight. As he just like pops his collar and sits a bit forward. He's in his A game now. Seamus, give me another performance check.
Ooh. Come on, that one. Yeah.
You recover in the third song. And yeah, actually by this point you actually get some tips from party guests. Let me make a roll. Actually, let me redo that one. That shouldn't have had that. It's above 10. A bit on the low end. So you gain. Sorry, I had a burp come in. You gain 25 silver pieces.
Okay.
And a new fan.
Awesome. A new Seamus Schmo.
Yeah. So, Felix, with this new betting of Mahjong, can you give me a roll for it?
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, fuck!
Almost a crit though.
Fucking hell.
I will start to perception and investigate if that fucking furball meets me again with that roll.
So, you actually match.
Ooh. Oh no, not again.
You match with the Furbolg, and the people on the other Mahjong table actually just stop their game to watch.
Oh god.
And the Furbolg just says, this has never happened before.
Can I
Inside.
insight him?
Yeah, give me an insight, Dayron. And yeah,
Oh, Jesus.
something's fishy, Dayron. The thing is, you're seeing them and they're playing legit, but they're very skilled. And as the game seems to have progressed, they seem to be a bit more eager.
Who are you really?
Oh, sorry. I'm just a Furbolg.
No, tell the truth.
I don't appreciate these accusations.
All
can
of
tell
you
when-
say.
I can tell when someone's lying.
Fine, I'll come clean. and they click their fingers, and their form begins to shift.
I hate everything.
As is this the chat? Is this the song I want?
Oh no.
Is it who I think it is? It's me who think it is, isn't it?
Yeah, this is the song I want. I'm just going to change the music. Actually, I'm wrong. The Furbolg doesn't change shape. Someone else does.
What?
Huh?
The Goliath changes shape. And the Goliath looks incredibly similar now, as you see goat horns protrude from his head. And Darren,
God damn it.
as he just looks, he says, "Ah, dang. I didn't expect my paid actor here to be so incompetent. What the fuck was that?"
Well, fellas, it was fun playing with you, but I'm going to be taking my leave. I take my 50 gold and ignore him and walk away.
He gets up and walks towards you and tries to grab at you.
I intercept.
The Furbolg tries to intercept you, Daron. So this is like counterspell chain. Darren, I need you to give me a acrobatics check versus the Furbolg's athletics.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
The Furbolg grabs you and stops you from moving with a 25. And the Satyr goes to grab you, Felix. And I need you to give me an acrobatics check if you want to avoid being grappled by the Satyr.
And Kaido, that perception check is to see if Seamus notices what's going on.
So he tries to grab you and you push him away. And you actually push him into the other mahjong table. You all would hear this as like the noise just starts, like, you hear screams. And the Satyr's like, "Come on, Felix, don't you want to bet again?
Ignoring and just walking.
Come on, Felix,
Kaido.
you coward!"
Aldean finishes his whiskey and starts walking over.
How far away
Kaido.
from the door of the conference room am I?
People are moving for you, so it's quite quick.
Well, no, literally,
how
how far away am I? Like, am I within a
I would
misty step?
say, I'd say you'd have to you'd misty step and you'd be by the door.
I do that then.
The moment you do that, you see the Satyr in front of you. Is he also teleported?
How far away is Seamus from the Satyr?
So where you are from the Satyr, it would be about like probably 70 feet.
Damn it, out of range of all my shit. Except for, wait, hold on. Haha! I can use enemies abound on him.
Yeah, but he'd be right next to Felix, so he'd just attack Felix.
Oh, that's true.
How far away is Aldean from them?
You
I
could
can always
probably
move forward 10 feet.
You'd be within walking distance, I'd say, Aldane.
Alright, I just walk over to the satyr.
So you approach the
Oh,
Satyr.
for God's sake. I would advise not touching me, sir. Hello?
Kaido?
I think Kaido's...
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, it just says just one game, Felix. Is all I'm asking for.
And I'm saying no. Get out of my way.
And he just starts bursting into maniacal laughter.
Oh, for God's sake.
Come on, Felix. You might win my finger again.
I don't
just
want your finger! I never wanted your finger!
You could have walked away the first time and you didn't. Because I know you. You're a gambler at heart and you want to win. You like it, but you're bottling it in, Felix.
Get out of my way now.
Oh, what? Are you going to kill me?
No? That seems oddly disproportionate.
Then play the game, Felix.
No.
Then we're at an impasse, aren't we, Felix?
Uh,
by this point, Ardena, so you get there.
Hello,
try to
sir.
get that
Can
back?
I help you?
Don't touch me! I just want a game with Felix.
He clearly does not want the same thing.
Double or nothing. And he just like shows his pinky on his left hand and his ring finger. 2 fingers. And you only have to give me 1 if I win.
no. I cast.
Kill this guy?
I cast slow on the satyr.
No, he has to make a wisdom save, isn't it?
Yeah.
Actually, wait. Oh, wait, I forgot. He has that ability.
God damn it.
So, what would this be? His wisdom save isn't that great. His wisdom has actually gone down since you last met him.
Yeah, that's kind of what I
Unsurprising.
figured. That's kind of what I figured.
But the problem is, satyrs have magical resistance.
Hmm.
And so he passes with a 19.
Damn.
As he just bursts into laughter.
Am I still being held, by the way?
If you want to make acrobatic checks to get out, you can.
Can I just say, just let me go. Is this really worth it?
I got paid 10,000 gold for this.
How did he have 10,000 gold lying around for this?
Considering the last time I came across him, he had nothing on him. I don't think he actually does have 10,000 gold.
Did you get paid, or did he,
I was
or you
paid
paid in IOUs?
5,000 now and 5,000 afterwards.
If you don't let me go now, my friends are going to kill him.
He's going to make a check against your acrobatic. Non-natural 20, I'm afraid.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry, but I need the money. And Drick just walks over to the satyr and just says, "Come on, man. Can we not just, like, do this some other time? These people are heroes and they've just had to deal with the fucking president of Black Cream being a pugnacious dick. Like, just be cool." And the
How
satyr's like,
weedy does the satyr look?
He looks deranged.
No, I mean in terms of actual like physical strength.
Give me a perception check, actually.
I think he's asking because he wants to know if either Aldean or Felix could knock him out cold with a punch.
Despite the fact that he seemingly has lost some of his mental faculties, he seemingly made it up with some physical bulk.
Right.
And Drake just says, "No, how about you stop?" And he's going to make an attack. Let me see the bugbear ability. Because
Oh, boy.
bugbears get sneak attack.
Oh boy.
If you surprise a creature and hit it with an attack in your first turn, you deal 2d6 extra damage.
Oh boy.
Fucking hell.
As he just, with the now empty glass of whiskey, smashes it into his face.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Are we gonna see another leader of a country kill somebody at a party?
He crit.
Oh no. We are.
Because this is an improvised weapon, I'm going to say this is the D4 plus his strength, which is still plus 3.
Mm. Oh god.
And then sneak attack because he's a rogue.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh god!
Wait, he crit. So this is an extra 66.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh!
So that's 54.
So he smashes the guy so hard in the face, the satyr's horn on the right side of his face is just cleanly taken off. And the guy is just on the floor, bloodied, breathing, but unconscious.
I pick up the horn and take it with me as I walk out.
Drick
I was
just,
thinking,
Drake just looks at you all day and says, "You can heal him, right?
Yeah, I'll heal him.
Just give me a
I'm
second.
gonna tie him up with ropes first,
Give me
though.
a second to take the shards of glass out of his face. I don't exactly want that healing over." Oh.
Can you let me?
Yeah.
And he just
I looked. I go to the. I look at the editor. Can you let me go now? It seems your boss is down.
he just lets you go without a fight.
Thank you. I didn't want to stab you.
Thank you.
Look, I get it. You're an innocent party. I don't begrudge you.
He was
We're all
willing
good.
to pay. He was willing to pay for my daughter's scholarship.
How much do you need left?
It's fine. I got greedy. 5,000 was enough.
Well then, no harm, no foul. Okay.
No harm, no foul.
And I walk away.
And the moment that happens, Torrent's just like, "Well, mates, we just had some impromptu theatrics from my friends over there. Let's get back with the party, hey!" And he just looks to you, Seamus, as if like, "Play a song now."
Play a song now. Make it cheery.
Get a what? Get a what?
Roll for good vibes.
Dylan,
Say again.
roll
He's-
performance.
Roll
Yeah,
for, roll
good
for good
vibes.
vibes.
Torrent wants to see if you can recover the party. So
No
the,
can't
par-
do's, Bill.
the party just ends early because it's impossible to recover. A man just got fucking glassed in the face.
And his horn stolen.
Yeah, Aldane, because you saw him. If you look to the counter where the bar is, that black turtle you met, he's not there anymore.
Of course not.
One of these days, we're gonna have to figure out how he keeps doing that.
Felix, as you're walking along, you actually get bumped into someone. He says, "Oh, sorry there, mate. Didn't mean to bump into you like that."
It's fine. I was examining this horn that I now have.
Do you look at the person you bumped into?
Yes.
It's Ration.
Yeah, I knew it.
Wearing a very elaborate suit. He just says, "Ah, it's a very nice looking horn, isn't it there, mate?"
Hmm. Hopefully it'll stop a certain persistent somebody from continuing to follow me.
I don't know. Honestly, of how he acts, it might go to triple or nothing. He might even he might even offer his hand.
I'm not going to accept his hand. I don't want his hand.
You don't want his hand in marriage? Not
No.
that hand, obviously. I'm making a joke, but you
Hmm.
know.
Either
Just be
way,
careful.
how did you get here?
I'm just a bartender.
Just like the last
So
time.
Dyer just starts laughing.
Just like the last time we met, you were a surfing instructor.
There's a surfing instructor that looks just like my handsome face. Wow, small
There's-
world.
There's two of them.
Fucking
There's
Ration,
one
I
called Ra and
swear.
one called Shun.
Oh, small world. Well, anyway, see you around. And he just walks off in a different direction.
Yep. One day we're gonna learn that there actually is, like, Ration just has a bunch of brothers that just spread out around the world and all love gambling the way he does.
But yeah, the rest of the party's just ruined now, unfortunately. Watching a guy basically get most of his face torn off from an expertly smashed whiskey glass kind of kills the mood.
From a man who probably knows a lot about whiskey, being from the nutty north.
But yeah, the party just dissolves not long afterwards, and Hayato just walks to you, Seamus, and he's like, "What the fuck is wrong with the people you're around? Why? What is? I thought Felix was one of the nicer ones. What did he do to earn the ire of that satyr?"
Honestly, I don't think he really did anything wrong. The dude's just a nut.
Fair enough, I guess. Sounds like you found yourself in a very interesting party.
Right you are, honestly. It
And that
never is boring.
and that Genasi, the Dayron, their moves were expertly crafted with the sneaking. I followed them the whole time with my eyes. Very good stuff.
Yeah, they keep me on my toes, that's for sure.
Anyway, since the party's over, do you want to have a drink and catch up?
Yeah.
I mean, these drinks are on Torrent's tab.
I am with it.
Yep.
Let's
And
tie one on. Just like old times.
it's a shame Kuro and some of the other boys from Utah aren't here, but what can you do?
Well, we we make the most with what we got, right?
Indeed. I guess we play with the hand we're dealt, or mahjong tiles in this case.
Yeah.
Yep, you and him enjoy a nice drink, catching up. Aldain. By the time Drick gets the stuff out of his face, the Satyrs face, you expertly tie him up, and you're able to heal him, and he gets taken away to the neutral point prison.
How long do you think it'll be till he gets out?
Maybe quite a while if you tell them that he can teleport.
Who knows? He seems like a wiry son of a bitch. I'm just worried it won't be the last time.
Mm-hmm.
Still though, sorry to steal your thunder.
It's fine.
For now though, I think I'm gonna rest. I drank too much. And by drank too much, I mean as in I drank one glass. A little too fast, because, you know, I wanted to glass that guy in the face.
Understandable.
Not because I want to glass people, it's just, you know, he's a dick.
You are what you eat, right?
And Drick basically leaves the scene. Torrent is just in the corner, weeping.
Poor Torrent. He just wanted to have a good time.
People are just filing out of the party. What's Dayron doing?
Darons walked off. They grabbed a bottle of something and just walked off.
Yeah, Torrent's just loudly crying in the corner. Just quite pathetic, really.
I look for the bottle of whiskey that Ration used to pour my glass.
Yeah, it's actually called, the whiskey is called Survive.
Alright, I pour a glass of it and I bring it over to Torrent.
It's on my fucking tab anyway.
I'll
Thank
pay
you,
for this
though.
one.
Thank you. Why is it the second time I invite you guys to a party, it all goes wrong?
This time, honestly, it's none of our fault. It's just a lunatic with a grudge decided to show up.
Maybe you should keep Felix away from mahjong tables.
That is probably a smart idea.
Or play it with him so you can just immediately nip the problem in the bud.
Mm.
How many times has this satyr tried to accost him?
I
4 or
have
5.
not been keeping count.
I was just so.
He just sighs and he just downs the glass in one.
Come on, Torrent. Let's just have some a nice quiet time hanging out and talking
It's fine, I need
about
to
our
sort.
feelings.
I'm flattered, but I'm a widower.
No, nothing like that. Just all of us can just talk and wind down the night.
We're drinking whiskey, not wine.
I said wind, not wine.
I know, I was trying to make a joke, you know. So my party got ruined again!
I'm sorry about that.
You don't need to apologise. Drake was the one who fucking glassed him this time.
Yeah, nothing
By
we
the
can
way, I
do about that.
forgot to mention, because bugbears have reach, Drick wasn't even within 5 feet. He just
Wow.
extended his arm to glass him, like zoom punched him, like from JoJo's. And with that, I would say we can call it a session here.
All right.
Probably a good idea.
Okie doke.
Yep, sounds good.
All right, thanks to all our viewers for watching this. Mill, when's the next Mass Effect stream?
Either tomorrow or Tuesday. I need to talk to Fuzzy about it. But it'll definitely be one of those days.
All right.
9 p.m. British time. Y'all can work out what that is for your own time zones.
Right.
Thursday is of course our spring anime mid-season check-in.
Mm-hmm. And next Saturday, we're talking about Phase 2 of the MCU.
And then of course, a week today is going to be more D&D.
Woo
You
woo.
guys can start your journey for the Moonblade at the Aster Forest.
Mm-hmm.
Fun
What
stuff.
fun.
And it'll be the first time Brewer is actually in a long, collection of episodes, probably, with you guys for a bit.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
And so with that, we bid you good night.
Later.